Sean.
Yo. All right, what's up, boxing fans? We are once again FightHype Live today, live from Casa de Sean Porter, watching the Jake Paul Tyron Woodley rematch pay-per-view live on Showtime here at Sean's house. One of the best parts of covering the fight from Sean's house is that I get to watch the pay-per-view for free. So yeah, packed house I'm in tonight, but I'm here to call the action for all you guys. Right now it's a pitched battle between Frank Gore, the future Hall of Fame running back, and Darren Williams, the former All-Star, great point guard. And Darren Williams, big right hand here in the third round. Darren Williams had Frank Gore out on his feet. Big right hand right back by Frank Gore. Darren Williams had Frank Gore out on his feet midway through the second round, but then Darren Williams, who has done some MMA training, pushed Frank Gore to the ground, and that gave Frank Gore some time to recover. But this has been a very good fight, actually, regardless of skill level, obviously, with two guys who've never fought professionally, but both guys look good tonight for what they are, for only having no professional experience. Big right hand again by Darren Williams. Frank Gore is hurt. Frank Gore is in the corner. The Hall of Famer is in a bad way in this fight right now, and he's getting a standing 8 count in the corner. Frank Gore getting a standing 8 count in the corner. You won't see this often in the pros, but then you hear over here Sean Porter saying he thinks Frank Gore might have got hit with something maybe in the back of the head, but right now Gore is in bad shape. He's very tired. Obviously, running across the field and going heads up with Ray Lewis takes a lot of courage and stamina, but this is a different sport for the future Hall of Famer right now. And Darren Williams more relaxed from the opening bell. And Darren Williams, has had more experience training and fighting combat sports. They both land a right hand, but Williams with more power on his right hand tonight than Frank Gore, and he's the bigger man. Frank Gore, tired. Clinches with his back along the ropes. 1 minute, 3 seconds left in this third round. And Darren Williams is in control right now of the former running back. Clinch right now. Clinch for over 10 seconds. Both guys tired, but Frank Gore more tired. Darren Williams more comfortable in there. Another right hand for Darren Williams. Frank Gore getting wider and wider with his technique as this goes on. Darren Williams tired too. About 30 seconds left in this third round. It's only a 4-rounder. Darren Williams using that size at 6'3" to lean on the smaller Frank Gore a lot in the clinches. Frank Gore dead tired, but showing heart right here. It looked like he may not have wanted to continue to fight in the second after getting hurt, but he's fought through this and kept going. Round coming to a close now. Tired, flailing right hand by Frank Gore there at the bell. Misses. And Darren Williams is ahead in this fight. Looks like 2 rounds to 1. It is a good fight, right? Yep. We got people in the house enjoying the fight, loving the fight tonight.
I don't understand how Frank got counted on that. What was it?
Let's see the replay. Let's get to the replay of the action here. Frank Gore getting lazy in the clinch in the corner. And then once he got hit by Darren Williams, he paused as if waiting for a referee to get in the action there. Protect yourself at all times. And Darren Williams able to take advantage of that sequence. And actually, so that sequence led to a knockdown, and no punches were actually cleanly landed on Frank Gore. Oh, the first right hand landed clean. The first right hand was clean, but after that. So the first right hand lands clean. Frank Gore kind of made himself defenseless. And then a barrage of shots from Darren Williams comes down, and that led to a standing 8 there in the third. So last round here of a 4-rounder between future Hall of Famer Frank Gore and all-star point guard Darren Williams. Darren Williams is ahead in this fight. Frank Gore just tired, holding on. Darren Williams being aggressive here, and it's been the right hand for Darren Williams all night long. That's been the best punch between both fighters. He just landed it again. Right hand, right uppercut by Darren Williams. Frank Gore showing some heart tonight. Frank Gore, hands low. Darren Williams has kept his hands up more all night long. Just a little bit better technique from the former NBA player. Darren Williams able to keep a high guard at times throughout this fight. Frank Gore been fighting with his left hand low most of the night. Again, guys, this is third bout out from Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley rematch. Next up is Amanda Serrano, one of the best female fighters in boxing. But right now, after what started as a slugfest, both guys are so tired in this fourth and final round, Darren Williams and Frank Gore, that not a lot of action here in the fourth. But Darren Williams has landed a few right hands to be ahead. Right hand for Frank Gore. Darren Williams walking right into that shot, and he wants get back. Darren Williams looking to reply to that shot. Misses with a right hand, and Frank Gore able to clinch him along the ropes. Darren Williams has been the more comfortable fighter in there. Looks like he's a guy who's done more rounds sparring in his life. Apparently, Darren owns the MMA gym. Frank Gore's been training out in Miami, been working with guys like Xander Zayas, other fighters. Frank. Not a lot of punches being thrown here. 40 seconds left. Only left 40 seconds left in this fight. Frank Gore tries to size up with a jab, sweeps the right hand, but Darren Williams able to get his hands up and block it. Williams short with his own right hand. Not a lot of jabs from either guy tonight. Darren Williams pawing with his jab, but not snapping it out there. He's been more focused on his right hand. There's the right hand again by Darren Williams. Frank Gore forced the clinch, and Darren just keeps putting that weight on him. That's it. Fight's over. It looks like Darren Williams won that fight. Frank Gore got gassed and hurt in the second round. Didn't recover enough to be effective. Darren Williams kept landing his right hand. As consistent as any punch landed in the fight. Frank Gore showed some heart, though. It looked like in the second round maybe he would look for a way out, but he didn't, and he fought through all 4 rounds. So credit to Frank Gore. Shout out to the Niners, future Hall of Famer for sure, but it looks like Darren Williams won this fight. And with people who knew about these two coming into it, a lot of people thought Darren Williams would win because he owns his own MMA gym and has been training, I guess, in combat sports for a few years now. CompuBox has Frank Gore landing 39 of 166 and Darren Williams 48 out of 156. So 31% connect percentage for Williams and just 23% for Frank Gore. Yeah. Darren Williams just had a little more snap, a little more power on his right hand. They both landed right hands at times in this fight. Frank Gore's usually was looping a little bit more. Didn't have the power on it that Darren Williams had, but Frank Gore, to his credit, with that left hand low, did kind of throw a nice up jab at times, but just no stamina from him. So just waiting for the decision now. Let's see what's going on in the chat with all you lovely folks. I haven't checked the chat all night yet. So we jumped in live. We jumped in right hot into it. Let's see. When does the actual fight start? Ask unknown. We got one more. I know you're talking about the Jake Paul fight, obviously. We got one more fight that I wouldn't want to miss. Amanda Serrano's next. She's probably pound for pound the hardest puncher in women's boxing. More world titles than anybody in boxing history. Really shaping herself into being not just a great female fighter, but one of the great Puerto Rican fighters of Puerto Rican boxing history, period, man or female. So I wouldn't want to miss Amanda Serrano next. But to answer your question, Jake Paul will probably be getting in the ring around an hour from now. So Or as my man FightHype answered it in one sentence a lot sooner than I did. David Morrell is next up at 1 and beyond for sure. Solid performance tonight. Now 6-0. Yeah, see, I came into Sean's right when David Morrell was finishing up winning another fight by stoppage. And I told him right away the problem with David Morrell is how good he is for just having 6 fights. The only guys that are really on his level are the top guys at 168. And at 6 fights in, what do you do? You know, because guys outside of the top 10, he may be able to handle with ease already after 6 fights. But guys in the top 10, are you really going to put in a kid with 6 fights in there that soon? Now we're checking out the DAZN card, see what happened with Lamont Roach Jr. But that's the problem matching David Morrell right now. Yo, you look like Ashton Kutcher. Thank you. I have heard that before. Free. Did the Aussie win? Let me check that for you, man. Again, I came into Sean's just a second late. Okay, first off, let's get back to this decision. 39-37, Darren Williams. One judge has a 38-37, Frank Gore. So that's 1 card Gore, 1 card Darren Williams. 40-35, a sweep. That's got to be Darren Williams. Darren Williams, yeah. So Darren Williams was a split decision. I thought he won unanimous. One judge gave him all 4 rounds. The other judge scored it 3 rounds to 1 for him, and one judge had an odd scorecard of 38-37, Frank Gore. But you know what? We all love Frank Gore, so let's give him a card. It's not that serious, right? Give Frank Gore a card. That's for the Niners. But yeah, that should have been a unanimous decision for Darren Williams. Here we go. Dude, where's my car? Dude. What does my tattoo say? Sweet. I'm just kidding. Darren Williams said he's going to sit his old dumbass down somewhere. No, Darren Williams just said he's going to go sit his old dumbass down somewhere. I just take that as him self-defecating to really give praise to boxing. It's him making a joke that, man, this is so hard. Boxing is such a tough sport. What the hell am I doing here? So I actually take him self-defecating as he's really kicking praise to boxing and showing respect for the sport. But he should be proud of himself, man. Fighting in front of 20,000 people. There's a lot of amateur fighters who've had dozens of amateur fights, 50 amateur fights. They still get tired after 3 rounds. So for anybody to get in a fight and somehow get their body to go 4 rounds with the adrenaline of fighting in front of people, you got to give them some credit. So not here to diss no Darren Williams. Plus, he was a nasty point guard back in the day, even though I liked Chris Paul better. So, all right. Look up. Yeah, true. Morrell can still use some more professional fine-tuning, in my opinion. At least you put him in there with the Canelo, right, or Benavidez or those guys. Maybe, even though Anthony Durrell wouldn't be interested in it. I don't know. What if you put him in there with an Anthony Durrell, David Morrell? Shit, I know the fight doesn't make any sense to make now, but I know we'd all rather see David Morrell versus David Benavidez than David versus David Lemieux. Anyone think Woodley's going to win? Does anybody think Woodley's going to win? Yo, Sean, one day on the Porterweight podcast, you asked Sean how he would attack Lomachenko. Yeah, I'll ask him, Irvin. But back to Woodley gets knocked out. Okay. So I feel Tyron Woodley, actually the best thrown punch between him or Jake Paul the first fight around was the Tyron Woodley right hand. It was explosive, fast, and straight. He has a good right hand. But for whatever reason, Jake Paul may have had a lot to do with this, with the punches coming back his way, but Tyron Woodley just wouldn't let his hands go enough, wouldn't let that right hand go enough their first fight. I don't know if on short notice in a rematch if he's going to let it go more this time, but he has to let it go more this time. He hurt Jake Paul with that right hand in the first fight. He had a good right hand, so if he lets that right hand go more, he either wins or loses in a more exciting fashion. But I think there's a decent chance he's not even going to let it go. He's gonna be gun shy. He's gonna look his age. At 40 years old, you stop letting your hands go as often. And I won't be surprised if tonight it's a lot of, and he just doesn't let it go. He lines it up. It's there. People are screaming at the television during the pay-per-view, let the right hand go, let it go, throw. But I don't know if at 40 on short week notice he's really going to be able to produce a better performance than he did in the first fight. But I hope he lets that right hand go more because he showed in the first fight he has a really good right hand. Jake Paul's the one with all the hype behind his right hand, but Tyron Woodley showed a better right hand that first fight. Yes, loosen up. When is it? As a massive MMA fan, don't worry, Woodley will still never let his hands go. That's what I was getting at, the GOAT. Yeah, and you're probably more familiar with him because I'm a boxing guy and you watch MMA. So, let's see. Bruh, if it isn't obvious enough, Jake is just basically paying Woodley a bunch of money to make sure it goes the distance. That's interesting and always something to think about. Because I remember watching Tommy Fury in the lead-up when he was supposed to fight Jake, and I remember thinking, this guy's at this level kind of good. And was even watching tape thinking maybe Tommy Fury's going to beat Jake Paul, but then you ask yourself, well, why would they pick him then? Why would they pick a guy that could actually slow down this money-making machine? So they had to have a reason. So along the lines you're talking about, would they really put in a guy tonight that could stop all this money train happening for Showtime and for Jake and all these people involved? That doesn't mean I think anything's fixed. I don't. I think Tyron Woodley will come in and do the best he can. I'm just not sure if at 40, short camp, coming off a fight where he wasn't letting his hands go a lot anyways, if he's going to do that tonight. What's up, little man? You want to say what's up to the people? Go ahead, say what's up. Hey, we got a full we got a full house, man. Full house at the Porter residence. Everybody's enjoying the fights. I'm just here posted in the back while everyone's watching the fights, getting our little live on, calling the fight for all you boxing fans. Sean, keep up the great work on FightHype and on the Porter Way Pod. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. We're going to keep you locked in all night with this round by round. Just waiting for the fights to get started. You know, this is the time where I look at the chat and we kill some time. We talk about the David Morrell fight. We talk about Arthur Beterbiev. I feel Beterbiev at 36. He was impressed. One thing I liked about Beterbiev yesterday, even though he finished the fight gashing blood everywhere, the headbutt in the middle, was actually his defense. Marcus Brown, as that fight progressed, was actually having problems hitting him clean consistently, and that made him stop throwing his punches as often. And then Beterbiev very intelligent with his pressure, punches so hard with both hands, and he broke him down beautifully. But at the same time, I think Beterbiev might turn into easy work for Canelo Alvarez. I just think Canelo's countering ability, I think people, maybe some of you aren't expecting what a gap in speed there would be from Canelo coming up from 68 fighting Beterbiev. Canelo is fast. His physique and the power he's been displaying the last couple of years make us forget he's blessed with some real hand speed is Canelo Alvarez. He was fast at 54. He's definitely faster than the guys at 68 right now at 75. So I just think the kind of strength Canelo has right now, I don't think, despite being a guy who's 5'9", who started at 54, he's really going to be that outmatched in strength against Beterbiev. But I do think Beterbiev will be outmatched in speed and reflexes. So I think Canelo can actually kind of make the Beterbiev fight look like easy work. And as for Benavidez, I think Benavidez beats Beterbiev as well. But it is a more competitive fight with Benavidez. Some of you may have heard me talk about this already. I really, really wish Benavidez would abort mission with David Lemieux and get right into fighting at Beterbiev, because David was, when he was for a very short time ranked at 175. I believe he was ranked #1 at the WBC at 175 when he couldn't make 68 when he lost the title on the scales. So go to 75, fight Beterbiev, and knock him off, or else Canelo's going to fight him and knock him off before you do, and he'll never have a reason to fight you. If David could somehow, some way, get in the ring with Beterbiev and win that fight, get the WBC strap at 75. Eddie Reynoso said a couple weeks back that they have no reason to fight Benavidez because he brings nothing. Beating Beterbiev would satisfy that. But honestly, I think Eddie already mentioned Beterbiev earlier in the week, and with the way Beterbiev at the dark side of 35 is slowing down, I think Canelo might jump on that opportunity before Benavidez ever gets a chance. Let's see. What you guys got to say? Canelo at that weight class will be weak and will gas Diambe Torres. Maybe. I'll agree with you that he wasn't the monster against Kovalev that he just looked like at 68. It just did look like a lot of weight for him to be carrying. But as he gets older and has grown into being a 68-pounder more and more, it should be easier for him to transition to 75. So I'm just saying, as long as he's pretty much the same guy at 75 that he is at 68, and I don't see why he can't do that with how much he's grown into the weight he's at now. I just think he can make that fight look a lot easier than some people would think with Beterbiev. The speed advantage is so serious. The reflexes, the ability to counterpunch. Beterbiev can only fight going one way. And I just think as powerful as he is in both hands, and it's just as strong-willed as he is and all of that, knows how to put pressure on, I just think he'll get eaten alive by Canelo's skill levels, countering, speed, and just overall craft, you know. Let's see. Fake Paul is fake. That is a redundant comment, Javier Gonzalez. Do you think these fights were rigged? And if you were a boxer, would you take a fall for the right price? I don't think fights are rigged. I don't think these fights are rigged. I think that boxing can be subject to influence, to political influence. I don't think when a judge is judging a Canelo fight, for example, Oscar De La Hoya back in the day went up to them, or someone in Canelo, Eddie Hearn now, would go up to them and, hey, you know what to do. Take care of Canelo. No, it's an unspoken thing. It's a common sense thing. They know who's selling the pay-per-views. They know that if they give this fighter or that fighter a bad card, that fighter's promoter will look into the commission to petition to get other judges and those sorts of things done. I don't think boxing's open to some type of just blatant corruption fixing of a judge gets a phone call and told his card has to be a certain way from the commission or from a promoter or whatever. I think it more works like that. I do think the sanctioning bodies, the WBO, the IBF, and the WBC, I do think the promoters and the sanctioning bodies talk more explicitly. But I think in terms of fixing fights and fixing cards, I don't think those discussions take place. I think it's just that there's this unspoken knowledge of who the money guy is, and of course the promoters pay attention to each judge's scorecards in certain fights. So if I'm a judge and I score 3 or 4 fights tough on a Canelo, on a Crawford, after a while, they may ask for me to get reassigned. And if they make enough stink and have enough influence to the commission, they may get their way. And so what am I going to do if I want to make money? The next time I cover, like, judge a Crawford fight or Canelo fight, I'm going to be a little more lenient to make sure I get that assignment again. Because the bigger the fight, the more I believe they get paid to score the fight or ref the fight. So I think that's how it works. But I really wouldn't be surprised if other sports are more corrupt than professional boxing. It's just that the PR machine with the NFL and the NBA is so tightly ran, and companies like ESPN have really become PR for these companies that you would never know about the fixed games that happen in the NFL and all that. Boxing is the Wild West, so a lot of stuff comes out. A lot of stuff's out in the open. So, but I wouldn't be surprised if other sports are more corrupt than professional boxing is. Let's see. Yeah, Henry Bond. The term is house fighter. You know, forgive me. I can be a little long-winded. We got a lot of fucking minutes to kill in between fights too, so being long-winded helps fill that time. Who Caleb got next from Maker? Interviewed Caleb. I interviewed Caleb over a couple days back, and he loves the Jamal Charlo fight. That's the fight he wants next. I think may very well be a pay-per-view fight. I think both guys, if they have their personalities turned on and they're talking shit to each other, they'll get people excited about that fight. I like the little pre-build-up in terms of Charlo going up to Caleb the day of the Canelo weigh-in and them saying they'll see each other. I like that fight. And I think if you're a boxing fan, you could live with paying for it on pay-per-view to see it. I think you guys tell me in the chat, but me as a boxing fan, I'd rather spend the $70 to watch Caleb fight Charlo instead of see Charlo fight a Macias Montiel and Caleb going back to fighting a Truax or a Feigenbutz. I'd rather pay to see a good fight than get a shitty one for free. Rolly beats Jake right away. Loma makes Rolly quit. They will probably never fight. Please narrate the Amanda Serrano fight. You got it, brother. I'm on it. I will be. Rolly fan, Sean, any other reporter. I think that's a good statement. I don't even know if it's true, but it's a good statement to my ears. Sean, who are your favorite boxers, past and present? Thank you for asking. My 3 favorite boxers of all time are Bernard Hopkins, Eric Morales, and Sugar Ray Leonard. Hopkins was my guy. He got me. He was the one fighter. His story, what Bernard came from, doing 5.5 years in prison to turn his life around, inspired me more than any other athlete, almost any other man. He made me fall in love with boxing. Eric Morales, like Bernard Hopkins, was a pro's pro. He could fight forwards, backwards, side to side. He could jab you to death. He could get on his... People forget this about Morales, man. He had great legs. He could get on his toes, feint the right hand, and fuck you up. Or he could just bite down on his mouthpiece with those long arms and fight on the inside anyways and rip uppercuts. And Morales would fight anybody. He's might be the greatest 122-pounder of all time. Bernard Hopkins... if it wasn't for Sugar Ray Robinson existing, would be the greatest middleweight of all time, in my opinion. I didn't grow up Marvin Hagler, I grew up Bernard. So I love Hopkins and Morales. And then Sugar Ray Leonard is in his prime, like Sugar Ray Robinson, to me, just the perfect fighter. Just jab, great jab, blazing hand speed, great combinations, good defense, great chin, great fighting spirit. Could turn it up and knock you out, could box, could get on his toes. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I got to make a tie with Sugar Ray Leonard. Salvador Sanchez as well. Salvador Sanchez. Those are my favorite fighters of all time. Bernard Hopkins, Sugar Ray Leonard, Eric Morales, and Salvador Sanchez. You know, and I love a lot. I love all the guys that I grew up with. I love my era. Trinidad, Mosley, Roy, De La Hoya, Barrera. I'll always love that era. Even the Jose Luis Castillos and Costazus. And I love that era. But, yeah, those are my favorite fighters all time, man. I'm always happy to talk about that. Thank you for asking. Hopkins, Morales, Sanchez, Sugar Ray Leonard. Sean, who do you like in Russell versus Tank? Don't hate, get your money. Quit bullshitting, talk about the current fight. I will stop bullshitting. But the fight hasn't started yet. Okay, Amanda. Okay, I got you. Don't hate. Amanda Serrano walking to the ring now. No ring robe. Wearing a jean jacket. Trainer behind her. Sister Cindy Serrano carrying up the Puerto Rican flag behind us. And Amanda Serrano, she's been very happy getting paid. She made over, I think, $500,000 getting with Jake Paul. That might be more money than she made, or as much, or around the same money she made in over 40 fights as a professional. So she has a huge smile on her face tonight with good reason. She's getting the shine. She's getting a co-main event spot on a fight that probably has over 500,000 pay-per-view buys. She's making her claim to being the GOAT. But I was saying this before this fight got started. Amanda Serrano right now, and I'm not some virtue signaler. I'm not like gotta push women's boxing to because it's the right thing to do. You know, I just like good fighters, whether you're a man or a woman. And Amanda right now is carving her place out, or probably already has, as one of the great Puerto Rican fighters. Man or woman, when I think of great Puerto Rican fighters now, and I think of Wilfred Benitez and Wilfredo Gomez and Felix Trinidad and Miguel Cotto and Idan Calderon, I think of Amanda Serrano. And I don't think about her to say, look at me, I'm the nice guy, and I put the women in there just like the men. No, I just think of her because she could fucking fight, man. She could fucking fight. She is a great fighter. She's in the ring now. And let's look at her opponent, Miriam Gutierrez, 38 years old. She is 5'7", Amanda's 5'5". Gutierrez got an 1.5 inch height, but again, at 38 years old. No. What's up, man? Who you got in this fight? You gotta have Serrano.
Serrano, the year champion, and the other one. I don't know her name.
Miriam Gutierrez. There you go. Good accent. Say it again. Down below in the description. What's up, Diggs? What's up? We got the kids. We got the kids. Jake Paul brings in the kids. Who do you want to win the fight? Jake Paul or the the main event? They're not fighting now. It's the girl right now. But huh? So, go ahead. So yeah, we got the kid. The kid. Jake Paul brings in the kids, man. Even the kids are watching the fight. So yeah. But Serrano, I like about her is she's aggressive, moving her head, and she looks to do these nasty slip counter, while going forward, and that's so exciting to watch. Sometimes counter punchers are fighters we see fight off the back foot, but she's coming forward, and she's a great body puncher. She punches hard with both hands. One thing, though, about Amanda, she's 33 now. I've been noticing this in her last few fights. She is getting touched up as she comes in. For every shot or two she's slipping and coming back with a nasty counter to the body, she's getting touched with some shots coming in. But she doesn't really look concerned with it for two reasons. She's trying to be exciting. So she's trying to take advantage of this opportunity, and she knows she has to fight in a crowd-pleasing style to keep people watching. It's tough being a female boxer with 2-minute rounds, so you got to put that hurting on so people enjoy it. And then two, there's not a lot of knockouts in women's boxing, and her punching power is so rare that there's such a disparity between what the other girls are hitting her with and what she's hitting them with that she don't really give a shit about what's coming back, So 41-1, 30 knockouts, 7-division champion from the greatest borough in the United States of America, Brooklyn, Amanda Serrano. All right. And he just fights. It is the Amanda Serrano fight now. Sharpshooter said this guy knows nothing. I knew that she was from the same great fighting country as Wilfred Benitez and Wilfredo Gomez and Felix Trinidad and Idan Calderon. Don't you know what? What was your name again? Sharpshooter. Sharpshooter. I don't know nothing. Don't lie. You don't even know who the fuck Ivan Calderon was. You didn't know he was top 10 pound for pound, one of the greatest 105 pounders in boxing history from Puerto Rico. You didn't know that. So I do know something, Sharpshooter. Okay. Sean, if you could bet the farm on one great young boxer in today's game, if we were just talking talent, just talent period, just talent, Jaron Ennis, but we got to see if the technical ability and the chin and defense and all that shit is there with it. Round 1, here we go. Round 1, Amanda Serrano taking on Miriam Gutierrez. Serrano southpaw stance, starting on the front foot as she always does, popping her southpaw jab out, and she starts with a straight left hand to the body to get going to the midsection. She is a great body puncher. Another left hand to the body. She sweeps it to the midsection. Serrano just starting off, southpaw stance. Starts with her jab like you're supposed to. Doesn't paw with her jab. She snaps it out. Good jab by Serrano. Serrano starts with the left hand downstairs, comes back upstairs with the right hand. She's starting to get her combinations going. Right hook for Serrano. Serrano letting the hand speed go. Combinations to the body, combinations to the head. In the red corner is Gutierrez. And Serrano in the middle of a barrage. Right hands and left hands coming back. Serrano dipping down to the body with the left hand, coming back up with the right hand. Left uppercut. Now Gutierrez putting the hands up and Serrano taking off, throwing with both hands. Ref letting this continue. Gutierrez catching some of these shots, getting hit with some as well. Serrano trying a good double two-piece to the body by Serrano. Left, right to the body by Serrano again. Serrano has probably thrown well over 50 punches already. Still 30 seconds left in the round. Again, non-stop barrage of punches from Serrano. Left, right, left, right. Serrano wants this first round stoppage. She has invested plenty to the body while letting her hands go. Brought those punches up top, but Gutierrez able to block a good number of them. Not firing back much. Serrano really put her on her heels to start this fight and made her just cover up and defend herself. Wasn't able to punch with Serrano. So that's the end of round 1. Dominant first round for Amanda Serrano. Wonder what that did to her gas tank at all. Shooting a lot of shots off, trying to get this girl out of here in the first round. But she did invest to the body, as she always does. And she brought her combinations upstairs after starting to the body. But as Gutierrez really just covered, it was a little hard for her to connect clean up top to the head. But a lot of partial lands, a lot of her head, shots getting in here, and here, but not able to land clean to the chin because Gutierrez was so defensive-minded, just covering up on the ropes, trying to protect herself. But she did enough, Gutierrez did, to survive the first round. Thank you, Maker. Thank you, brother, for that 10. Really appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much for the support. Just happy you're enjoying it. Eric Contreras, Sean is watching the fight. Jeez, we do got some kids in here. All right, 10-9 Amanda Serrano, dominant first round. Maybe someone could have scored that 10-8, but probably a 10-9 round. But Serrano, she started right away snapping her jab, not range finding, not pawing with it like we'll see fighters do these days. Well, Serrano, curious to see how that gas tank looks after shooting off a lot of punches in round 1, but she doesn't look tired at all. Starts right hook for Serrano. Good right hook. And she's making Gutierrez swell a bit now in that left eye because of that right hook. Serrano right in the phone booth range. It's hard to call Serrano right now because she is letting her hands go at such a good volume early in the fight. Good left hand to the body. Constantly popping the jab to find range for those power shots. Good left hook by Gutierrez. Again, Serrano can get touched a little bit when she comes in firing with both hands. Good left hand to the body by Serrano, but Gutierrez catches her with a left hook. When you reach down to the body, you can get countered up top sometimes. But good body work always by Serrano. Another left hand to the body by Serrano. She finds the range with the jab when she snaps it out, and then she digs to the body when she's got her range with that jab. Gutierrez landing some shots this round, touching Serrano up, and again, so a good left hook by Gutierrez there. Serrano offense first, will get touched sometimes in these fights, but nothing that ever slows her down or stops her from punishing her opponent more than they're landing on her. All right, Serrano forced to slow down a little bit there in the last 30 seconds. You know, no one's a robot. You could just keep punching like that. But another good, clear, decisive second round for Amanda Serrano. 20-18 Serrano. And 2018 Serrano, right? Easy scorecard. Yes. Yep, my man Ant Porterway got a 2018. Carson, 2018 Serrano, right? All right, 2018s. We, you know, got to pull the room. You know, got to pull the room. So easy work so far for Serrano. Well, she did get touched more in the second round by Gutierrez, but not surprising with the style in which Serrano fights in. She's offense first these days, trying to be exciting. Serrano's trainer asking her to box this round. She tried to get the knockout in round one. So, again, trainer, brother-in-law, asked Serrano to box this round. Let's see if that's what she does here in round 3 here on FightHype Live. Thanks again for joining us. 2018 Serrano after 2. Right away, Serrano pivoting to her right a little bit. Looking to show a little more footwork here to start this third round. And she starts with her jab. Good jab to the body by Serrano. Nah. Yeah, nah. Yeah. So, Serrano up on her toes, not as active, not fighting off the front foot to start this third round. Good jab by Serrano. Serrano wearing, I think, the Jordan 4s in navy blue tonight. Very clean shoes. Or are those the 6s? Anyways, Serrano wearing the Jordan 4s or 6s tonight in navy blue. And she's up on her toes with him this round a little bit more. But Serrano not having the offensive output she had in the first 2 here. She looks to set shots up. Nice left hand to the body by Serrano. That's really one of her best shots every time she fights is her left hand to the body. Serrano moving her head now, looking to box, looking to pick shots. Serrano trying to pivot off her angles a little bit here. Good jab by Serrano. Good jab to the body by Serrano. So Gutierrez, slowest round of the fight so far. Amanda Serrano's trainer asked her to box more. She did box more, still looked to win the round, but not as many punches landed on Gutierrez as in the first 2 where Serrano started on the front foot being aggressive. This round, she decided to get up and box a little more, and that led to a decrease in her offense, but she did win the round. 30-27, Amanda Serrano. Nate Diaz was drunk off his ass at the fight, apparently, being interviewed by Ariel Helwani. Anyway, Nate Diaz is a cool dude. Man, T-Bone, where do we watch the Showtime pay-per-view, my friend? Or you could just listen to my commentary. Stay active on the commentary. Keep it going, brother. We are. Round 4 is here now. Amanda Serrano is up 3-0. First round almost looked like she had her opponent going down, looking to get a stoppage in round 1. Round 2, more decisive action controlled by Amanda Serrano. Round 3, the fight really slowed down as Serrano was asked to box by her corner, and that slowed the fight down. Let's see what we get in round 4. Good body shots by Serrano. A little sloppy digging in there, but she got her body shots in good. Serrano letting go of 6 or 7 shots there, but not the steam on it, accustomed to seeing from her. And Gutierrez able not really to get hit by those. And Serrano digging in with a great left hand to the body, but Gutierrez is countering her up top at times when she digs down to the body. Good left hand by Serrano. Straight left got in there, got on the chin this time. Not a partial land for Serrano, but not the power on it. Good left hook by Gutierrez. Landed good on Serrano there. Gutierrez a little short with a right hook, and then Serrano came back, right uppercut by Gutierrez, just short, and Serrano made her pay with that southpaw right hook after coming short with it. Good right hook to the body by Serrano. Good body work by Serrano. Good right hook by Serrano, and then a left hook by Gutierrez. Left hook by Gutierrez off the ropes. Oh, hard left hand, right hand by Serrano. A left hook by Gutierrez. Great action now. Great action this round. Gutierrez letting her hands go too. Better work by Serrano, though. Better work by Serrano with Gutierrez along the ropes. Lots of action in the second half of the fourth. That was good action. Gutierrez is making Serrano. When Serrano dips down, drops those hands to get to the body. She is getting countered up top by the left hook at times by Gutierrez. But still, when you throw more punches and you land more punches and you're the harder puncher like Serrano is, you're winning the rounds. So she's ahead 4-0, 40-36. But that was a hell of a round in the fourth round. Ooh, on the replay, hard right hook to the body by Serrano. She is probably the best body puncher in women's boxing. All right, later in the round, a counter left hook by Gutierrez. And that's the shot Gutierrez has started to get to connect there, is that left hook when Serrano goes to the body. 2 left hooks by Gutierrez on the replay. All right. Here we go again, round 5. Good jab over the top by Serrano. Again, one thing I do like about Serrano, she often snaps her jab and gets a nice angle in the southpaw stance before she shoots it over the top of the orthodox fighter's lead hand. Good jab by Gutierrez. Serrano tried to measure for a big left hand and ate a jab as she was loading up. But good jab by Serrano. Serrano turning on a left hand, sweeping it, landed it good. Good left hand to the body by Serrano. And Gutierrez moving away now, wanting some room between the two of them. And I think that may be because she felt some of the body work just now. That was a good left hand by Serrano to the body a minute ago. Serrano loosening up, really whipping that left hand and sweeping it with power right now in this round. Oh, good left hand, right hand combination to the body by Serrano. She's doing some good work with her left hand this round and not getting hit much either. A little more loosened up in the upper body is Serrano this round. She is digging to the body accurately this round is Serrano. And when she sweeps that left hand, kind of hooks it, that's when she really drives power with it. Another good left hand to the body finishes up the 5th round. Good round for Amanda Serrano. And Gutierrez, the way she began to back up and use her feet more and back out of range, not looking to counter, but just get out of range, tells me she really felt some of those body shots. And Serrano loosened up that round and really was able to start turning the left hand and sweeping it like a hook. And when she does that, she really digs it downstairs with power. He said, MJ, Serrano was slowing down because I heard Jake Paul may have had a train with Logan and her right before a fight and she was tired. I I mean, she is 33 years old, you know, and in these weight classes, she's not a big fighter, she's not a middleweight. In the lower weights, you tend to age quicker than you do in the higher weights, but that is changing in modern sports with all the stuff these guys are doing, girls are doing.
Unified featherweight champion Serrano stepping up in weight to take on Miriam Gutierrez.
Round 6. Serrano up 5-0 on the FightHype card, 50-45. Killed the body like she always has. Had to slow down in third round and box more. Didn't have an impressive third round, but the fourth round was a war. And then the fifth round, she really started to just place her body shots. And I think it took an effect on Gutierrez. Another left hand to the body. That's the shot right now for Serrano. Serrano in a good rhythm right now. Looser with her upper body movement. Placed a nice right hook there as she shot, as she parried with her left hand. Boom, bam. Nice right hook there. Good right hook by Serrano again. Nice catch and shoot there with the right hook. Good jab by Serrano. Serrano nice and loosened up here in the 6th. Good left hand on the inside. Doing it in an inside angle did Serrano. Serrano really starting to smoke forward now. And she's timed a few nice catch and shoot right hooks this round. And that left hand to the body is usually her best punch, and that's landed plenty as well. Good jab by Serrano. She rarely paused with that jab. She snaps it out there. Yeah, Gutierrez is slowing down these last 2 rounds after maybe shot her load a little bit in that 4th round when they had that great last minute of exchanging Serrano Gutierrez, because ever since Gutierrez really let her hands go in that 4th round, she hasn't been able to fight the same in the 5th and 6th. So Serrano's in complete control of this fight. 6 rounds to nothing on the FightHype card. And Steve Farhood even scored round 1 for her, 10-8.
Shape of his career so far. I've never seen anything like it. I don't know. I'm chilling, you know.
I can hear.
I believe my brother, and I think that's all it takes for the whole family to be calm and enjoy the night. Taking some sweet pictures, some Polaroids, old school. Can we get one?
And will knock Logan Paul out.
Let's go selfie tomorrow.
Amanda, we gotta get that fight.
Thank you. I don't think it's long. I think under 3. Jake Paul TKO under 3.
Logan Paul says knockout in 3 or shorter for tonight for his younger brother, Jake Paul. I was just hyping up my man Ant, by the way. Logan Paul, big athletic guy, natural athlete. Not hating on Logan Paul. All right, Serrano coming out. Good body shots again by Serrano. I just like the momentum Serrano usually generates. Very loose with her rhythm. Good left hand to the body again by Serrano, but Serrano's always good left uppercut by Serrano. She's landing some heavy shots right now. Right hook by Serrano. She threw the left out just to get momentum into the right hook and landed it hard. Gutierrez wearing down right now. Oh, good left hands by Serrano. Left hand to the body, right hand to the body, right hook, left hook. Nice jab by Serrano. Left uppercut by Serrano, really cleaning up. Left hand to the body by Serrano. Bleeding from the nose right now is Gutierrez. Gutierrez letting her hands go back now, but a sweeping left hand from Serrano picks her head up. Gutierrez landing a left hook, and Serrano not phased, not flinched by walking right through it. Body shot. Gutierrez is hurt. The body shot almost doubled her over. Another left hand to the body by Serrano. Right hook to the body. Gutierrez in bad shape. She is hurt right now. Oh, sweeping left hand by Serrano. Sweeps it like a hook. Barrage being poured on. Gutierrez holding. Gutierrez swelling around the eyes, bleeding from the nose, but still game, still tough, just like you'd expect from a Mexican fighter. Good left hands to the body by Serrano. She has killed the body. Left uppercut by Serrano. Right hook to the head. And then a right hook to the head by Serrano. Just, I can't believe Gutierrez hasn't gone down this damn round. And that's it for the 7th. Serrano, for much of that round, beat Gutierrez from pillar to post. Killed the body. Really sitting down, dig into the body. And then brought up hard shots to the head. Landed a hard right hook. Landed a left uppercut to the head. Hit Gutierrez with her best, and Gutierrez swelling around the eyes badly, bleeding from the nose. But like a lot of Mexican warriors, survived it and incredibly game, man. Again, Gutierrez actually landed some left hooks in the middle of that hellacious barrage from Amanda Serrano, but Serrano just walks through it. The power, the punching power in her fights has such a great disparity that she really lately has not been fazed by what's coming back her way. Oh, that was some good stuff by Amanda Serrano, that 7th round. That's what people come to see. Here we are in the 8th round, and hopefully she can give us more of that. That is fun to watch. Good right hook to the body by Serrano. Gutierrez is so tough in there right now. Good right hand to the body by Gutierrez. Gutierrez letting her hands go, giving it what she's got. But again, Serrano digging to the body. Oh, she knows how to dig to that body and get around those elbows. When you try to get them low to block the shot, she knows how to get around them and dig. And when she digs with the left, she uses the momentum to come back with the right. Oh, again, right hook to the body. Just great body punching by Serrano. She really is a great body puncher. Serrano staying in the phone booth right now. Staying in the phone booth. Getting touched with some shots by Gutierrez, but not being moved by them whatsoever. Good right hand by Gutierrez, but Serrano, her head got knocked up, but she stays in there. Hard jab by Serrano. Sometimes she'll throw her jab, her lead hand, like it's a power shot. Oh, man, they are going. Great action. Great work by Gutierrez. Gutierrez has turned southpaw. Gutierrez is coming, having a solid round. Oh, good right hook again by Gutierrez, but Serrano just powering right through it. Goes to the body and cracked her with a right hand up top. Forces Gutierrez to clinch, but Gutierrez is having an evenly fought round right now. Gutierrez definitely the worst for wear. And that's another Amanda Serrano round in the 8th, and that was good action. The fans are getting their money's worth. Good action, man. 8-0 Serrano, but in that round just now, very competitive by Gutierrez. She turned southpaw and started landing her right hook. And she was competitive in the 4th round as well. So Gutierrez has fought a hell of a fight, as good as she can fight tonight. But she is in a bad way in the corner right now. Again, bleeding from the nose, swelling under both eyes, and she's had her body beaten up from the beginning of the fight. This has been a very worthy addition to the pantheon of Puerto Rican versus Mexican fights. You know, very much so. These two women warriors have given us a really good show in this co-main. 2 rounds left in this fight. 9th round now. Carson Merck-Zatel confirmed. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You know I'm not. I'm at Sean Porter's house. All right, here we go. Round 9 now. Amanda Serrano. Serrano up on her toes, circles to her right a little bit. I mean, the woman probably wants something of a breather to start the round because she has let her hands go at a tremendous pace tonight. And I wonder if Amanda's surprised this girl's still standing. And Gutierrez right now, not fake fighting, not fighting just to survive. Still in there. She's in the center of the ring, letting her right hand go. She's short with it. Serrano able to gauge the distance, and when Gutierrez lets that straight right hand go, she's able to get out of the way and check with the hook. But Gutierrez coming forward. Serrano on a little bit of a breather. Boxing in the 9th round. Serrano is boxing this round. Nice straight left by Serrano. Now Serrano looking to turn the energy up a little bit. 30 seconds left in the 9th round, in a round where she has taken a breather. Good right hand by Serrano. Knows how to shoot over the lead hand of the orthodox fighter really well. Right uppercut by Serrano, doesn't land. Tried to shoot it from a nice angle. Again, energy level. Not what it was for Serrano in the 9th that it was the last few rounds, but hard to blame her with the pace she set. Wouldn't be surprised to see her step it back up in the 10th round now, but a decent round of boxing by Serrano there. She wins the 9th. Didn't get touched. 9-zip Serrano. But again, Gutierrez, been a warrior. Not just giving little false compliments there. She's been an absolute warrior tonight. And round 4, one of the better rounds of 2021. Round 8, one of the better rounds of 2021. Oh, my man. It's the reason why I have this sign behind me. He knows I love the 49ers. Okay. You guys know and love him. Good guy right there. Good guy. Good dude. That's what I love about Carson. It's fun for me calling these fights for you guys live, and Sean and Carson and Ant and all the friends and family are just enjoying the fight, and even the kids are running around because they're interested in Jake Paul. And so I'm having a good time calling the fights for y'all. 10th and final round for the great Amanda Serrano in this co-feature. She is coming out like she did in the first. Oh, both hands from Serrano. Heavy hands from Serrano. To the head, to the body. When I tell you to the head and to the body, it's just literally Amanda digging with both hands, usually hooking them. Right hook, left hook, right hook, left hook. So forgive the not detailed explanation sometimes when she starts firing off her combinations, because it really is just right, left, right, left, right, left when Serrano gets going to the body and to the head. Good right hook to the body by Serrano, and then a good left hand, and then a good right hook to the head, and then a left hand to the body. Oh, and a left uppercut to the body. These are great body punches. Oh, left uppercut to the body for Serrano. Left hook to the head, right hook to the head. I mean, she is digging. Just dot. Body, head. With both. That's Amanda Serrano. Good left uppercut by Serrano. Up top to the head. Right uppercut. Then a left hook. Good right uppercut. Left hook by Gutierrez back. Serrano with a right hook. Gutierrez with a sweeping right hand. Gutierrez has switched southpaw, and she's swapping right hooks with Serrano. They both land their right hooks. Gutierrez now landing some good shots out of her southpaw stance. And Gutierrez is going to see this final bell, damn it. Oh, but a bit of left hand hurt her, just as I said that on the inside, but I think she's getting to this bell. Great last round of action. Serrano Serrano getting caught with some hooks, but landing 3 or 4 to 1. Oh, and they exchange to the bell. Exchange with both hands. And Serrano beat the hell out of Miriam Gutierrez for 10 rounds. Great body attack by Amanda Serrano. I said that before the fight, that she's the best body puncher in women's boxing. And I said before the fight that she does get touched up more these days for 2 reasons. She's getting older. And 2, she's trying to be exciting. Being a female boxer, getting a spotlight like this, she knows she had to bring it and be crowd pleasing. It's not enough to win 10 rounds to nothing and not get hit. So she's willing to take a few to really land the big stuff, the heavy artillery, and she's been willing to do that her last couple fights. And in women's boxing, the kind of power she brings to the table is so rare that there's a real disparity in punching power in most of her fights, so she's not really as concerned about what's coming back. If she's landing 1-1, and usually she lands 2 or 3 or 4-1, but she's not concerned with that because she's got the bombs and the other woman doesn't. Oh, man, Gutierrez in the 10th landed some beautiful 4-3s. Some beautiful left uppercut, right hand, and Serrano, though, in real time, not in slow-mo, takes shots so well, they just roll off that they don't leave a big impression to the judges. And when she does land clean, it always physically moves her opponent where the judges can see it. Oh, my God. She threw 667 punches in 20 minutes. Sean, she looking like you out there. Damn. 667 punches in 20 minutes, man. That's easily a pace over 1,000 punches for a 12-round, 36-minute fight. So, yeah. Amanda Serrano's really good. I probably didn't need to see 10 rounds of her whooping that ass like that to know that. But I did find out Miriam Gutierrez is a warrior from Mexico, and we know those come in the sport all the time. So props to her for that. Let's see here. Let's see here. Irvin Green, Serrano over Taylor. She's overrated. Okay, so I prefer... okay, here we go. Decision time. $99.90. $99.91. $190. All three. Unanimous decision. Essentially a clean sweep for Amanda Serrano. Holyfield. Didn't it feel like he was going to say that? The real deal, Amanda Holyfield. Lots of love being shown in the ring now by Gutierrez and Serrano. I'm sure Serrano has a lot of respect for Gutierrez. I wouldn't be surprised if Serrano says that's one of the toughest women she ever fought. So, wouldn't be surprised. They probably don't come tougher than that, really. Just in terms of toughness, not talking skills and all that. But, so, Serrano and Katie Taylor. I do prefer Amanda Serrano's style. It is more what we would consider a professional style. Katie Taylor obviously is a great pro. I mean, she's one of the best professional female fighters in the world. But comparison-wise, she does have more of an amateur style than Amanda Serrano. It's more that, just letting the hands go in combination and winning rounds like that. Whereas Serrano's more like a professional style, makes each shot count, really sits down on her punches. But that said, we see in the Olympics fighters with a style like Katie Taylor, those busy styles can out hustle and win decisions against fighters who punch for punch, maybe throw with better technique, maybe throw with more of what we consider a professional style. But with there only being 2-minute rounds in females boxing and only being 2-minute rounds and 10 rounds as opposed to 12 rounds, 3 minutes in men's boxing, that gives Amanda Serrano less time to win the fight by knockout. And in those 2-minute rounds, when Katie's shooting off 6, 7, 8 punch combinations like that, it's hard to win rounds against her because the rounds are so short and she's so busy during those rounds. And so it's sometimes those styles, while not our favorite or maybe not, like speaking with a North American bias, the most pleasant styles to watch, but those busy styles can win decisions not only in the Olympics, but it's easy. It makes it easier for Katie being 10 rounds 2 minutes with her style. So I think it benefits Katie it being a 10-round fight with 2 minutes, and it benefits Serrano it being a 12-round fight with 3 minutes. So I do like watching Amanda Serrano fight more. She has more what I consider a pro style. But that being said, Katie might actually be the favorite to win a decision in that fight because she knows how to just be busy. We'll see. I would love to see that fight. I think a lot of you get what I'm getting at. Hey, yo, are you Jake from Jake and Josh? No. I'm actually the dude who starred opposite Sean William Scott in 2001's Dude, Where's My Car? So, yeah. That is who I am. So, no, Mexicans and Spanish are different, both beautiful Latinos. Well, of course, that's common knowledge. Who... New haircut, bro? Not yet. Boy needs a new haircut. I mean, it's also the, like this kind of weighs down on everything, see? You know what I'm saying? Well, whatever. Who cares? Who cares? We're killing time before Jake Paul fights Tyron Woodley. That's what we're doing here. Thank you. Ashton will win. Sultan. Anyway. Screw the universe. So we're just killing some time. Amanda Serrano going ahead and getting back to the dressing room now with her sister Cindy Serrano. Now 42-1-1 with 30 knockouts. Again, extremely high KO percentage in females boxing. And she is just... Are you Keith Idec? No, I wish I was. I will never have the juice to be Keith Idec. That is the great Keith Idec we were talking about. Who hasn't started yet? Where's your car, dude? Dude, where's my car? Ashton, this is people say Jake won. They already fight. Approximately how long, pal? It's 8:43 on the West Coast. 15 minutes. I would say about 15 minutes. And by the way, guys, I gotta keep talking a little bit to not let Showtime's mics get on our feed. That'll fuck us up. So, Christopher, am I am gay? No. Where's Scooby-Doo, Shaggy? I was never that big a fan of the Scooby-Doo reference, but you and everyone else mentions it yet, so I'll go with it. But I do not know where Scooby-Doo is. Looks like Glenn Campbell. Not familiar with Glenn Campbell. Who won the fight? Amanda Serrano won the fight, and before her, Darren Williams won the fight. If Canelo becomes undisputed at 175, where will his legacy stand? Well, that's a good question because Canelo's getting criticized by some hardcores right now because Benavidez, through the fault of his own, he was able to not have to fight David, who I think a lot of us would consider the most dangerous, the most dangerous super middleweight in boxing, and he didn't have to go through him to become undisputed. So some people are kind of lowering that accomplishment, and then Makabu was looked upon as picking on one of the weaker champions at cruiserweight, and then so I think in the middle of all this criticism, what would get lost in sight if he did become undisputed at light heavyweight is that once let's say he accomplished that, Canelo did. Let's say he beat Makabu and then comes back to 75 and becomes undisputed. I think that quietly or not quietly makes him one of the greatest fighters of all time, whether anyone likes it or not. Whether some of us have suspicions of how performance enhancers are in the sport and all that. Canelo already is an all-time great. Canelo already, if he died today, has laid his claim to being the greatest Mexican fighter of all time. If he beats Makabu and then becomes lineal, undisputed, whatever, at 75, he's probably probably one of the top 10 greatest fighters who ever lived. And before a lot of people would go crazy and want to bring up all these names, it's like, no one. I don't know if anyone's ever been lineal champion in 4 divisions. I know that a lot of guys have done 3. I know a lot of guys who grabbed belts in 4 or 5 divisions. When Floyd did it, he grabbed pretty much the lineal title at every division he was ever in. He didn't do it at 140, but he did it 30, 35, 47, and 54. So I just think that if Canelo were to become undisputed 75, he goes from all-time great to one of the greatest fighters of all time. Whether I like it, you like it, or anybody likes it or loves it or whatever. And I talked about this earlier on the stream. Canelo eats Beterbiev alive, in my opinion. You know, Beterbiev, intelligent pressure, strong will, great power in both hands, good, really good fighter, the champion at light heavyweight. But I just think the gap in hand speed, counter-punching ability, those kinds of things, I think Canelo can make the Beterbiev fight look easy. And that'll lead to his detractors saying, look, dude, you're fighting all these guys from Europe. You know, you became undisputed by fighting a bunch of Europeans and then Caleb Plant, who's a good American fighter. And then if he were to beat Beterbiev, again, you know, and his detractors will have said, you know, you never fought Charlo, you never fought Benavidez, but on paper, his accomplishments would be like as good as anybody in the sport that ever did it. So that's just being objective about it. All right, we are almost ready for fight time, baby. Mighty Ducks, baby, you know it. You know it, Fuzz Buzz. You know it. Can't be a GOAT failing for steroids. That's a fact. But Londo, and I understand not wanting to sweep that under the rug. I really do. But if you get popped once and you serve your suspension, does that mean we get to hold it against you and claim you're dirty for every fight? It's particularly when he has signed up for VADA testing in a number of fights. I think Tim Bradley told us on FightHype that Canelo voluntarily gave a hair follicle to the Nevada State Athletic Commission to help clear his name. So, look, to be completely transparent with you, my eyebrows raised sometimes as well at some of the things Canelo did, just like they did with Manny Pacquiao, one of the greatest fighters of all time. Pacquiao was moving up in classes and knocking guys out, but there's no proof. We can't say just because he failed that test before the second Golovkin fight that now we can act as if he's guilty heading into every fight, especially when he has done some VADA testing, you know? Being suspicious is fair, but at the end of the day, Canelo's one of the greatest fighters of all time, and he's already made his claim. He already gets to sit at a table and argue with the likes of Chavez and Marquez and the ghost of Salvador Sanchez and argue that he is the greatest Mexican ever. Doesn't mean you have to agree with him, but he's already done enough to have his claim. Let's see here what you guys talk. Usyk versus Canelo. Jake thinks he's the next Ali. No, he doesn't. It's just Jake is very smart at manipulating the public and knowing how to press the public's buttons. You know, he's very smart about that. And he knows saying some shit like that will get everybody riled up. But I think Jake realistically knows he's no Muhammad Ali. But he's a master of marketing and a master of getting people's eyeballs to watch, even when they don't really give a shit about him. He finds a way to get you to watch anyways. Because I don't really care, and yet here I am commentating the fight. Hey, I wish I could get knocked out by Canelo. That would be a life-changing payday. My man Fuzz Buzz, I do love you for the Mighty Ducks reference, but when people say, no disrespect to you, brother, I get in there and take the ass whooping for $1 million. Well, of course you would. But would you take the free ass whooping showing up to the gym sparring every day as a 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old? Would you take those lessons, those free ass whoopings every day in the hot gym to build up to a point where you've put yourself in a position to get into a ring with a fighter like Canelo to get your ass beat for $10 million? You know, it's everyone thinks, well, I'd get in there and take the ass whooping $10 million. Yeah, but to get to that point, you had to take literally 1,000 ass whoopings for free. Not just in sparring, but let's say you actually are a good fighter. Then you got to travel to Moscow and to Britain and to all over the United States to compete in tournaments for free. And you got to pay for your own gas and pay for your own. So this is the reality of the situation when people watching the fights at home say, I wish they put me in there and get knocked out for $1 million. It's, well, But do you wish to do it for free for 10 to 15 years to get in that position, you know? But all that said, Fuzzbuzz shout out the Mighty Duck sweater, so we love Fuzzbuzz on Fight Hype Live, baby. All right, here we go. Okay. Robert Zender, you have no point, and yet there's a few people who said I did have a good point. Come on, man. Tyron won this fight clearly. Well, the fight hasn't happened yet, but I see you have your mind made up. It's not a real fight. Canelo doesn't like competition. That's why he avoided GGG for as long as he could. I mean, no, that fight with Golden Boy, it was the Golden Boy. That was more about, I always felt, even more than maybe aging Golovkin out, it was really about getting Canelo to his prime. They didn't want to put him in there at 24, 25. They waited till he was 27, full-grown middleweight, and then made the fight. You know, unfortunately, that coincided with Triple G's decline starting. But when Canelo fought him, Triple G wasn't past it. Triple G was still Triple G. He just wasn't the guy that first came to America and 30 years old that fought Proska. That motherfucker was a problem. The Triple G Canelo fought was still the middleweight champion, was still an excellent fighter. But I don't think it was about aging Golovkin out. I think Golden Boy and Oscar were just making sure their guy was ready. I really like to think that once they got Canelo to a point where he was ready, they wouldn't have gave a shit if Golovkin was still the guy he was in 2012 or not, you know. But you are the best commentator I have ever heard, Jeff. I hope everyone thinks like you, even though that is just not true at all yet. There's this guy, Jim Lampley, that used to call fights. He was fucking amazing. And we all hate on him now, but Jim Lampley was the fucking shit. And so, are you showing the fight, says Max B. Max, just to you and everyone else asking, my brother, obviously we cannot show the fight, but I hope you enjoy the live round by round. I will be calling this action as soon as the bell rings, as vividly as I possibly can for you. So hope you enjoy that tonight. Here, so good for you. Jake softened Woody up, I think, giving him a Rolex. It gave the I Love Jake Paul tattoo real meaning with the way. You might be right about that. Tommy Fury hung himself. No. But it is interesting, Straight Shooter, that he isn't here tonight. You know, I know he had the rib injury, but it just sucks that Jake Paul has already said he's not getting that opportunity again. So that just, coughed up a big opportunity to Tommy Fury. Here comes Tyron Woodley now. He's got some red neon lights behind him, a little bit of pyro as he makes his way to the ring, coming in with some Dre beats, it looks like, around his ears. I'm just curious what we're going to get from Tyron Woodley tonight. Is he content with the Rolex, the second big payday? Jake Paul, a payday that he wasn't even slated to get 3 or 4 weeks ago, and then this fight falls in his lap. Was he training? Or is he showing up, you know, to fight, but really to get a check? We'll see, because to break down the fight, we talked about this fight when the stream started. Tyron Woodley, in that first fight between him and Jake Paul, showed that the best punch in either fighter's arsenal was actually the straight right hand of Tyron Woodley, and he hurt Jake Paul midway through that fight with that punch. And Tyron Woodley threw a nice, straight, sharp, has some explosiveness on it, right hand, a good right hand. Problem was, he threw it like 20 times in 8 rounds. He threw it only 2 or 3 times a round last time, and still managed to hurt Jake Paul and have the best moment of the fight. In a fight he definitely lost, but he had the best round either fighter had when he hurt Jake Paul with the right hand. But at 40 years old, short notice, getting another big payday, you know, is he really going to fight better than he did last time? Is he going to let the right hand go? Sometimes it's not a matter of he's gun shy or he's too timid mentally to let his hands go. Fighters, as they get older, they just can't pull the trigger. And so we'll see if that's the case with Tyron Woodley. But I will say this. If he lets this right hand go more tonight than he did the first time around in Ohio, then he's either going to win or he's going to lose in a lot more exciting fashion last time, because people forget the first fight actually was kind of dull. It's just the drama of both guys' personalities and the Jake Paul show keep everyone glued. But the first fight was actually kind of dull, apart from Woodley hurting Paul midway through the fight. So we'll get a way better fight this time if Woodley's actually ready to let his right hand go more often this time. So let's see here. Here we go. If it isn't rigged, I got Woodley TKO. You know, you seem to share a sentiment. A lot of people in the chat have. A lot of people curious if Woodley's really going to come with everything tonight. I understand that, you know. No one making money on this event wants to see this Jake Paul gravy train stop, so I understand. But I really like to think, you know, everything's on the up and up. We'll see. We'll see. Once that bell rings, even if you did agree to something, you could always say, fuck that shit, and knock the other guy out. Me and my boy always joke around. Again, I don't think fights are rigged that way. Talked about that earlier in the stream. But it is always funny to go back to Pulp Fiction to do the whole fifth round. You go down. Pride. It's going to be, fuck that shit. That's pride talking to you. Fuck that shit. Great scene in Pulp Fiction when Ving Rhames tells the fighter to take a dive. That's pride talking to you. Fuck that shit. Go Kambosos. He is not fighting tonight, Corey Pope, but you know, I hear you. Still hyped off George Kambosos. Tyron has a chip on his shoulder. He came to play. I don't know if he came with a chip on his shoulder. You know, we'll see, man. He might he's getting a huge payday he didn't even think was coming his way a couple weeks ago. So he may have already felt like he won. But again, if Woodley's ready to really let that right hand go more often this time, it's going to be a more exciting fight than it was the first time. Veer Singh, who winning? I mean, I'm not crazy invested in the outcome of this fight, really, but you know, I think Jake Paul is going to win. Woodley's coming in on short notice. Older guy, finding it harder to pull the trigger. And Jake Paul, again, had a full training camp, isn't coming in on short notice. He's younger. Maybe he's grown a little bit, being in a real fight with a real fighter last time out. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe Jake Paul. I could see Jake Paul taking advantage of Woodley's low work rate more this second time around and being a little more comfortable letting his hands go more, because he was gun shy in that first fight. Once he realized he was fighting a guy that could really compete with him and was dangerous. Blitzkrieg, Woodley couldn't let that right hand go in the first. Exactly. But when he did, he had success with it. So all we can ask as fans hoping to see a fun fight tonight is that he lets the right hand go more. Okay. It's so cool. I said the same thing. Soften them up with that gift. Beat someone's ass after they buy you a roll. If Woodley uncorks that right, it's going to be an early night for Jake. But that's what we keep talking about, Eric Jensen. Is will Woodley let this fucking right hand go more than he did in the first fight? When he let it go, he hurt Jake Paul halfway through the fight. But a lot of that could just have to do with when you get older, it's just harder to pull the trigger. And punches are flying at your head. Sometimes that makes you, with guys who aren't as experienced, especially, that makes them more timid to throw because it looks safer where we're sitting. You know, we're going to let your hands go, but it's harder in there. So, again, all we can hope is Woodley lets his right hand go more, because if he lets his right hand go more, doesn't mean he's going to win, but it means we're going to get more action than we did in the first fight. Uh-oh. Jake Paul coming out to YMCA. I'm sorry, y'all. He's winning for sure. Like, in New York, we love the YMCA. But it doesn't matter. Yeah. That's where they all move to. Trevor, what you said makes sense, but for some reason, it's just going to work. Hey, the village people. It's a fair question, Trevor. Wait, what? Huh? Oh, it's cool. Wait, what? Huh? Oh, just be. I'm kidding, man. I'm kidding. Wait, what? Shout out to Detroit, McGraw 223, D-Town, Royce the 5'9", one of the most underrated rappers ever. Death is certain from Royce the 5'9", one of the most underrated rappers ever. Eminem must have left Detroit after the Eminem show because he went soft after his first 3 albums. But that Detroit Eminem was the shit. Shout out to the D. Okay, so Jake Paul coming to the ring, doing the YMCA. And all my New Yorkers in the chat, you know we love the YMCA. It's weird. No one else will get it outside of New York. But if you're from New York, you love the YMCA song. And they always play it at the Yankees games. Everybody that went to the Yankee game, you did the YMCA when you went to Yankee Stadium. Don't say you didn't. Don't say you didn't. Just one thing, no man does it all himself. I said no man. The hood disapproves of the YMCA song. No man. Even when you go to the Yankee game, even the hood shows out for the YMCA. Everyone shows out for the YMCA. This is the cowboy, man. CJ, it's fun to stay. YMCA is terrible. Come on, man. You gotta. It's okay. Got to enjoy. You can hang out. Okay, I won't sing along that part. T Wood got this. Another. Oh Lord, can you shout? At FightHype, can you show me how to steal next door cable to watch the fight? I can't, but you could just knock on their door and ask to watch the fight, and like bring a beer over. You know, these are things that traditionally in boxing party history have worked. You can always try that. I know it's 2021 and we're all weird now with actual human interaction off the internet, but I would just knock on the door and bring a beer. But stay on the stream. Keep this open on your cell phone as you go next door is my personal recommendation. YMCA's bomb. Thank you, Stella B. Is this weird guy going to show the fight or not? I'm not going to show the fight. I will commentate the fight round by round once we get started. All right. Who's winning, Ant? Jake Paul. Okay. Sean, who's going to win tonight? Really? You think so? Okay. Tyron Woodley. Go. Carson. Draw? Okay, he's got to draw. Drew? Good. That's what I'm saying. To Woodley, he only had a few weeks to get ready. Short notice. Because Fury's, yeah. So, do your best, Bruce. UFC. That's Bruce, huh? Oh, Jake Paul. He won the first time by this, but he got hurt. Like, Tyron Woodley cracked him midway through the fight and hurt him, and then just wouldn't let his hands go. Like, so Jake Paul won, but the best moment of the fight was Tyron Woodley hurting him with a right hand. So, basically, Tyron Woodley has to let his right hand go more. Because he only threw it a few times every round, but when he'd let it go, he would do good, right? But he... Where's KP, though? KP is not here. So, Shaggy, you mean you really haven't seen Scooby scrap? I haven't. I haven't seen him fight. I haven't seen him scrap. Okay. Tyron Woodley getting his introduction now. 0-1 boxing record, but 19-7-1 as a MMA professional. I know Woodley, for the longest time, was regarded as one of the best strikers in MMA, good stand-up game. And I do think he showed that in the first fight. It's just his punch output was really bad, but he does have a good right hand, Tyron Woodley. And we'll see if he lets it go tonight. So keeping the Dre beats on, Mama Woodley ringside. And now here we go for the Jake Paul introduction. Jake Paul wearing, so he still got the British thing on, huh? He was ready to wear that for Tommy Fury. Hey, he didn't change it up. He just, I don't know. Sean, wouldn't you have changed your outfit? Like, he kept the British thing on because he thought he was fighting Tommy Fury. Yeah, change it up, right? Yeah. He should have had Styles make fights. See, Styles make fights might have gave him something short notice. All right, problem child, Jake Paul now. White Grant gloves tonight. Wearing the Union Jack on his robe. I would imagine had that ready to wear for Tommy Fury, but with the opponent change, he didn't change the robe. BJ Flores in the corner, former cruiserweight world title challenger. And Tyron Woodley in the ring. Here we go. Paul's body does look a little more muscular, a little leaner than it has before. Paul does look in good shape. Woodley's always got a good physique, always in good shape, but was he training before he got this call a couple weeks back? So, all right, here we go. Fighters ready, waiting on this opening bell, and we are live on FightHype for Paul versus Woodley 2. Live, round 1, here we go. All right, immediately, size difference is apparent again for Jake Paul. Good right hand from Tyron Woodley out the gate. He lets that punch go. We're hoping he lets go. Woodley, again, much shorter than Jake Paul. Paul coming out composed and calm. Didn't get flustered by getting tagged by the right hand to start the fight. And Woodley was first to start this fight. And now Woodley, Paul lets his first right hand go. Woodley keeps his hands up, catches the shot coming in. Woodley trying to bend lower in his stance, get underneath Jake Paul. Big, strong calves from Tyron Woodley. Low center of gravity in his stance, keeping his hands up high. Paul, relaxed. Back straight up, puts his hands up as Woodley lets his shot go. Paul catches it. Paul tries to hook off the jab there. Good right hand to the body by Jake Paul, and then he clinches. Gets a right hand in the clinch. A little a minute over this first round. Jake Paul coming out relaxed. Woodley got in a decent little right hand to start. And now Jake Paul settling in, starting to let his hands go a little bit, but they get into a clinch. Minute and a half left in the first round. Jab from Jake Paul. He tries to hook off of it, but Woodley extends his arm, grabs him into the clinch. Another clinch. Fans booing in Tampa Bay. Woodley short with a right hand. Now Jake Paul coming on his front foot a little bit. A little more bounce in his legs from Jake Paul. Good jab up top by Jake Paul. Paul hands up, staying in front of Woodley now. Both fighters smother their shots and throwing light shots in the clinch now, both doing it. Ref breaks them apart. About 35 seconds left in this opening first round. And Woodley tries to dive in with a right hand, short with it. Good jab to the body by Jake Paul right there. Yep. Oh, this has got a delay. So this is a minute behind this. Here we go. All right, and that's coming to a close of this first round. Yeah, that was a very, as you heard from some of the people, that was a bad first round. Tyron Woodley tried to start fast, got in a straight right hand to start, but after that, not much from Tyron Woodley. Jake Paul letting his hands go more the last 2 minutes out of the last 3 minutes. Landed a few jabs, did Jake Paul. Not a lot of great work from either fighter, but Paul was able to land a few jabs in the last minute or so of the round. Was letting his hands go more. Probably a round that goes to Jake Paul. But Woodley did start with a decent little right hand to start. But after trying to start fast, Woodley, he went and slowed back down. So first round, not a lot to choose from. Best moment of the round by either fighter might have been that right hand early to start the first 10 or so seconds, but after that, Jake Paul, more active fighter, and landed 2 or 3 good jabs there. Probably give that round to Jake Paul, 10-9. Good jab to the body by Jake Paul. He tries to bring a hook up top after jabbing to the stomach, but Woodley with his hands up. Good right hand by Jake Paul. Woodley standing straight up and got caught with a right hand. Paul looping the right hand, jab to the body to set it up the angle on it. And that was a good right hand by Paul just a second ago. First very good shot of the fight. But Jake Paul does look more relaxed tonight. He looked a little rattled and uncomfortable being in there with a guy like Woodley the first time around. And he knows what he's getting this time, so he looks a little more relaxed in this fight to start. Good jab by Jake Paul. Comes short with the right hand, but that was a good jab by Jake Paul. Good jab to the body by Jake Paul there. Good right hand to the body by Jake Paul. Left hook was blocked to the head by Woodley, but Paul able to come with a right hand as he brought his hands up to block to the body. Woodley looking a little tired coming out of that clinch already in round 2. And Paul with a little bounce in his legs as he comes forward. More life in his legs than the older man. Paul standing straight up, though, as he does this. Another clinch, center of the ring. Not great action right here in the second round, but Paul definitely is winning this second round. Landed a good right hand earlier in the round, and he's been a little bit accurate with his jab in this fight. In comparison to Woodley, definitely better jab so far. It was an ugly fight early on. Lots of clinching here again. 40 seconds left in the second. Paul definitely winning this second round. First round wasn't much to choose from. Paul's getting a nice angle for his jab, but rushing his punches. Just throwing the jab out there and trying to throw something right behind it. He may be better off just starting with the jab. Just stick the jab in there. He has landed it at times when he's... But again, Paul throws a jab. He lets a right hand go and then a left hand go after it. And it's good work on Woodley, who didn't have anything defensively for it. Another ugly second round, but a clear second round for Jake Paul. Landed the right hand to the head first minute of the round. Landed the 2 jabs up top and then got some good body work whenever he tried to throw punches in combination. Made Woodley put his hands up. He was able to get in some body shots. But it was a jab to the body that set up the overhand right for Jake Paul early in that first minute. So here's a replay later in the round. And Woodley actually got in a partial left hook on Jake Paul there. Paul able to block a lot of it, but some of it getting through as well. Those are what we call partial lands. So a partial land left hook for Tyron Woodley there. But still the right hand, best punch of the round for Jake Paul. And just like the first fight, not fighting at a good pace by any means, but throwing more punches per round so far than Tyron Woodley did. So 2 rounds is it for Jake, 20-18. Round 3 of a scheduled 8. Here we go. Ding, ding. And Woodley starting on the front foot. Woodley lets his right hand go and a left hook behind him, but both are short. Shorter man fighting a good right hand from Jake Paul. Placed in a good right hand there. And that got a reaction from the crowd as well, and you heard the snap on the shot. Good right hand by Jake Paul as Tyron Woodley. Shorter man, not able to get in distance to connect with his right hand, his left hook. And after being short with it, Jake's able to step in with a nice straight right hand. So here we are, round 3. Jake Paul ahead in this fight so far early on the FightHype card. And good right hand by Tyron Woodley. Jake Paul left his jab out too long and got countered with a right hand over the top. And another right hand by Tyron Woodley. Jake Paul leaving that jab out there too long. He got countered over it twice. And now Tyron Woodley comes alive in the fight. Jake Paul has landed his right hand a few times this round as well. But the kind of discomfort Woodley forced on Jake Paul with that right hand, it is beginning to make him uncomfortable like he was their first fight. That was the first time Jake got caught since the first 10 seconds of the fight, and it looked like it made him a little uncomfortable. Good double jab and a combination by Jake Paul there. Really think he should maybe just stick to his jab. I know he got countered over that shot, but good. But Woodley able to get himself in this fight with a couple of right hands early. Paul with a combination, short with an uppercut, with some good work getting in as he let his hands go there in combination to Jake Paul. Woodley forced to put his hands at his side and take a deep breath as he comes forward. Here. Woodley coming in. Paul on the back foot, throws a jab to the body. Oh, good right hand blocked by Jake Paul, but a good right hand by Tyron Woodley. Good explosiveness there, and he was ready to follow up with a left hook, but Paul wisely clinched him after that right hand came. Here we go. Woodley looks to be winning this 3rd round, and he needed it after losing the first 2. Those 2 right hands left an imprint, and right away, Jake's sweating more, and he looks more uncomfortable after getting tagged twice. $15 seconds left in this 3rd round. Woodley staying on top of Paul now. Takes a step back. Both fighters in the center of the ring, right in front of each other. 10 seconds left. And all that happens is the clinch. Sloppy fight. And end of the 3rd round. Jake Paul did land his own right hand, did get off a few combinations in that 3rd round, but I think the 2 right hands Woodley was able to land over the lazy jab of Jake Paul left the best imprint. Those were the best imprint of the round. Let's see this replay again. Paul leaves the jab out there, and Woodley tags him right over the top of it. I think those two right hands by Woodley left enough of an impression to win him the 3rd round. 29-28, Jake Paul through 3. Jake Paul, sure enough, from that right hand, a little purple lump underneath that eye now. See you later, big dog. See you, Renee. Take care, brother. It's my dog. That's right, baby. But yes, Jake Paul now from that right hand, a little purple welt that developed. 2 rounds to 1. Woodley needed that round. He got it. Round 4, 29-28, Jake Paul on FightHype Live. Jake Paul comes out with a left hook, a right hand, and a left hook 3-punch combination. Woodley able to block him, but a nice combination by Jake Paul. And Jake Woodley now looks like a little bit more the calm, composed fighter when Paul did in the first 2. But Woodley not letting anything go. 30 seconds into the 4th, and Woodley has yet to really let a big shot go. Paul moving his hands, and that gives him an early advantage here in the 4th, just letting his hands go like that. Good right uppercut by Woodley. Good right uppercut by Woodley. And When Woodley is able to get in range, and that's not always easy being that he's so much smaller than Paul, he looks like the more explosive puncher. Paul on his toes, bouncing up and down, trying to measure tall. But Woodley punches him in. Good right hand to the body by Jake Paul. Good right hand to the body by Jake Paul. But Woodley now has outlanded Jake Paul 26-19 in power punches here midway through the fourth round, and that's because of that big third round Woodley had. Here we go. What was that? Here we go. Yeah, this is a uneventful round so far, and Woodley gets in a clinch with Jake Paul and throws him a bit to the canvas. Not extremely hard or nothing like that, but a little frustration being that Tyron looks like he's telling the ref right now, "What do you want me to do? The guy keeps clinching me." So, but it's been clinching by both fighters. Woodley measured a good left hook right hand, but not able to land it. Paul dips his head low enough and then gets in the clinch. But Paul is bleeding from the forehead, does have a purple welt under his left eye. He has been hit with some shit so far tonight. It's a close fourth round because Woodley was able to get in an explosive right uppercut in short range about halfway through the round, but a lot of sloppy work from both fighters right now. Just not a lot of clean punches landing and a lot of clinching. Jake Paul, very tired, takes a deep breath in that clinch. Wild right hand from Jake Paul, overhand right, almost landed. Could have been dangerous, but just missed, and another clinch. Jake Paul raises his hands, 5 seconds left in the fourth. Not sure what he's doing that for. And actually, the fourth round, a little difficult to score, but it was a very bad round. But Woodley did land a good right uppercut at some point in the round, about a little bit of over a minute. Jake Paul, though, more active, letting his hands go more. But a swing round in the fourth. Swing round in the fourth. Sean, did you even score that round? Who'd you score it for? Woodley? Yeah. Yeah, it's a 2-2 or 3-1, Paul. I would say a fair card. It's no way Tyron Woodley's winning this fight after 4, but he could have this fight even. Again, tough to score a fourth round with a lot of clinching and missed shots by both guys. Paul more active, but Woodley, if anyone had the best shot of the fourth, it was a nice right uppercut by Woodley. So either 38-38 after 4 or 39-37 Jake Paul after 4 rounds. Here we are in round 5. Again, Paul bleeding from the forehead from a headbutt, welt under his left eye from a right hand by Tyron Woodley in the third round. Good jab by Paul. Paul has definitely had the better jab between the two fighters. And Showtime has this fight 3 rounds to 1 for Jake Paul. That's not that bad a card, though. Like, that fourth round was so terrible. It could have went either way. It could have. Yeah. It's round of the century, says Carson Merck. Oh. Good jab to the body by Woodley there. Good. Oh, both fighters exchanging there. Woodley looks like he got a little bit of the better of that. Minute into the 5th. Good jab by Paul. Good jab by Paul, but both guys in the clinch. A lot of clinching tonight. A lot of clinching from both fighters. Woodley cocking that right hand, jabs, double jabs to try to launch it like you'll see Deontay Wilder do, but short with it. Jake Paul able to get out of the way of it. Another right hand by Woodley. He is letting the right hand go more right now, but Paul ducking down from it, clinching right after it. Here, another clinch. Woodley attempts to run his hands off. Jake dips down into the midsection, clinches. Again, an ugly fight right now in Tampa Bay, but a close fight. Thank you guys again for tuning in so far for this round by round. Right hand, left hand by Jake Paul. Just not a lot of clean work from either fighters. Not a lot of clean punches being landed. A lot of rough housing and clinches. A lot of shots being rushed and smothered. The first fight wasn't a great fight, and this one has been worse than the first fight so far. Like here in this fifth round, just not a lot to pick from. Tyron Woodley able to Jake's falling in with his jab at times, and Woodley able to try to capitalize on that with a left hook. But again, nothing. These guys aren't really landing anything clean right now. This is not an easy or fun fight to score. Yo, no one's landing anything. I'm trying over here for the people, and it's like, my lord. Gave Jake Paul that round. So either 49-46 Jake Paul or 48-47 Jake Paul would appear to be the appropriate score right now in Tampa Bay. Heading into round 6 again. Good right uppercut by Tyron Woodley there. It's just, the fourth and fifth rounds were pretty dreadful to score. And again, Jesus, just not a lot of clean work from either guys. If you haven't ordered the pay-per-view, you really aren't missing much in this main event. Amanda Serrano was good in the co-main event. Darren Williams and Frank Gore actually wound up being a really fucking fun fight. But this fight the first fight wasn't a very good fight, and it was better than what we're getting tonight. Round 6. Again, close fifth round. Tyron Woodley able to get a short uppercut in when Jake Paul put too much weight on his front foot and fell into his jab. But other than that, Jake Paul was the more active guy and actually landed a few jabs in the fifth. So 48-47 Jake Paul. Again, another clinch. 40 seconds into the sixth round, and another clinch. Again, what happens a lot right now is Jake Paul is falling in with his jab. And to his credit, after he falls in with the jab, he's clinching because he knows he's off balance and out of position. So, again, 48-47 Jake Paul. Feels like the right card right now, 5 rounds into it. But again, the lack of clean punches being landed in this fight is making this a difficult fight to score and to watch at times. And a lot of clinching tonight as well. Midway through the 6th round, again, that's not a lot of clean work from either guy. Good jab by Tyron Woodley there. Jake Paul falls in with his jab, and then flurries with his hand and got in a little bit of a left hook there after flurrying, and then, of course, a clinch. Good right hand by Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley able to come over the top of that jab. He's done that a few times in this fight. All right. Tyron Woodley able to block a right hand by Jake Paul. Oh, big right hand by Jake Paul, and that's it. 1-punch knockout in the middle of the 6th round for Jake Paul. Paul able to just turn on a right. Oh, it wasn't fake. It wasn't fake. He knocked him clean out. Jake Paul seemingly out of nowhere in a dull fight, had a lot of clinches, and Jake Paul able, kind of like Lomachenko did to Richard Comey in round 7 last week, turns on his power hand, on his right hand, on his backhand, turns over the shot like a hook, and knocks Tyron Woodley clean out. 1-punch knockout. Got some people in here saying they don't know about that, but there's no faking a punch like that. That was a legitimate one-punch highlight reel knockout by Jake Paul. That was a bad fight up until that point, but the best knockout of Jake Paul's career. Huge knockout by Jake Paul. This moment from here on is going viral. It's going to be shared everywhere in these next 10 minutes. That was a huge one-punch, really a right hook from Jake Paul out of the orthodox stance. A huge right hand, one-punch knockout. Tyron Woodley took this fight on short notice, did let the right hand go more. This was a sloppy fight, not an entertaining fight, but honestly, what Jake Paul just did is similar to a guy being 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts, and then he hits a home run in his 5th at-bat, and it goes from he had a horrible day to he had a great day because he hit a home run. And when you hit a home run, people forget about all the other shit, and that's what Jake Paul was able to do right now with that right hand. He swept it like a hook. He swept the right hand like a hook. Boom. Yeah. Good one-punch knockout. And that was actually that right hook that he landed. Tyson Fury dropped Deontay Wilder with a similar right hand as well. Lomachenko dropped Richard Comey in the 7th round last week out of the southpaw stance with his left hand. But again, sweeping from the backhand like a hook. Great shot from Jake Paul. That's the best knockout of Jake Paul's fight career. And again, I just liken it to, it was a bad fight, a really bad fight up until that point. Everybody in Sean Porter's house was really not enjoying it. But it's like going 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts, and then you hit a home run. Let's go live now to Florida with my man Ron Goodall and FightHype live in Florida. Let's go live to Florida now. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. Again, just to sum it up, best knockout of Jake Paul's career. Very boring fight up until that point. But
I didn't. I see. Sorry about that. Hey, call him with the lead now. That was great. Take a picture.
Is this real life? This is as real as it fucking gets, just like my right hand. I told you. That was highlight reel stuff. Can you describe what's going through your mind right now? Hey, this guy is a legend. This guy is taking away from his career as a UFC champion. I respect him. That's a tough fight right there. Legend. You okay, Tyron? How did you feel about the blood was he's throwing me on the ground fighting ready. I got the job done and I knew it would happen like that. Like a lumberjack, timber. Is this the greatest moment of your life? Look at the year it's had. One of the most valuable boxers in the sport. 4 fights, 4 matches in 13 months. I've knocked out every single person that I've fought.
Anyone, anytime, anytime. It's never happened. Congratulations.
Bro, that head.
Ring guys. Yeah. Who's going up, guys? It's not fresh.
If you can.
No, let's go. I love
Right there. Hi, buddy.
I saw you.
Really quick. All right, buddy. Get in there, buddy.
Give me Chase.
No idea.
Jake, yo. Where's Jake at? Bring him out.
I'm gonna go that way. That's where Kelly's at. Kelly's over there? Yeah, that's where Kelly's at.
Have a good night.
Hi, how are you?
My girl's here.
He cut. Sir, please. Oh, I see you.
Jake, Woodley, Logan.
Coming out, they thought?
Just got their little thingamajig.
Make sure they give me one too. Smoke, hey. Where's they're right on top of the world. They can't stop
They had to
them.
go like this.
Come on,
I know you've probably been here since like 11, 12.
Cat. I know.
You guys enjoy it. I did my contract. You guys have a
Some bread.
What?
What is this quick time? This is quick time. Through there, see you.
Post fight?
Yeah.
All right. Post fight? I got you. Take it.
Thank you.
It sucks because there should be someone already there waiting for y'all.
Yeah, we don't. This is all.
We only had it.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
I can just try.
Okay.
It's okay, it's been really weird.
Yeah, it has been.
Want to get in here? Yeah.
Sorry, that Brett Mahal. Who did you get? Okay, I'll go onto the floor.
You guys, do me a favor and leave these for showtime, please.
This one too?
I was just talking to him. That's all. I'll move as soon as we start.
Just move over because showtime and Jake's photographer and Jake's videographer, and you know how it goes. You see those labels at every press conference? They're not here tonight, but they're going to be the same people. So don't act like you don't know. Don't act like you don't know.
I'm shaking. Like, as a child, I grew up with this kid on the internet. Just seeing 60 people, so I was already getting chills, but I called it earlier. Check Jake's Instagram stories right now.
Got it hurry though because they're bringing in
Check, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I like those things. Checking my pocket. Damn.
Check, testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Checking 1, 2. Check, checking 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2.
I, you know, looking at my schedule for this, I was doing pretty much every fight this year. I think that was my favorite fight of the year.
Hi everybody, I wanted to welcome up real quick Giovanni Estella. He was the first fight of the evening, big draw here in Florida, based out of Orlando, 6-0 now, 2 knockouts. Giovanni.
Moving on from the house, so also kind of here would you be interested to see
Hello, I'm Giovanni Estella. I was the first bout of the night. Hello, I'm Giovanni Estella. I'm very excited to be here. I was the first fight of the night. We won a unanimous decision victory over a 5-2 opponent, Chris Rollins. And I'm just blessed. Holden Promotions and Mosaic Promotions did a great job with the whole show. The whole event went great. And just excited to be on the show. Yeah, right.
Any questions?
Any questions?
Quick questions? Okay. This is what happens. Don't worry. Watch. You keep winning, they're all gonna watch.
It will.
These are the moments you remember. Say, I remember when. I'm not talking to none of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks everybody.
Okay, Darren Williams is on his way now. Darren Williams is about to come in, so you ready with your questions? Well, let me move the garbage down.
I was, and they went after it.
Corey, are you live now?
I'm ready.
Darren Williams is coming in.
Coming in right now. Use that size and reach advantage, even though he lacks professional or even exhibition.
Small number room, you can shout out, or Corey, you want a microphone on the grass?
And that's the team. Come on, halfway through this one, Williams finished strong, and I kind of like pulling your shot right there. Right? You get hurt, you got the win. Walk away on top, and then you see what the arms and obviously a little taste of this crossover in the boxing. Yeah, it's for real. I'll be sure. You have a microphone.
Take a chair, any chair?
Take a chair, any chair.
Okay.
You wanna
That's pretty appetizing.
start with a couple of comments about your fight, and then we'll open it up and get a couple more, and then you can go.
I like questions. I don't like speeches.
Corey, yes, Corey. Alright, in the meantime, somebody asked him a question, so he's not just sitting there.
How was your first fight? How did the whole thing? How was the whole experience? Through the walkout to the end?
It
was fun. You know, it was kind of surreal. It felt like it kind of happened like that. You know, it was you know, it was kind of like a blur. But you know, the whole process was fun. Something I'm glad I got a chance to do.
Aaron, what was the process of, you know, you had to go punches and you pushed Frank out the ring? What was kind of going through your mind there?
I mean, I just pushed him. I didn't know he was going to fall out of the ring, you know. Just being aggressive, you know, and he happened to fall out of the ring.
And then afterwards, I think he kind of probably responded with one as well to you. I guess, how heated did that really get for you guys?
It's a fight, man. I mean, things happen. That was part of it.
What provided more anxiety for you, tonight or your first NBA game?
You know, it's weird. Probably my first NBA game, honestly. There was a lot of anxiety, honestly, probably 6 weeks ago when I took the fight, just because I was, you know, about 245 pounds, and the fight was at 215, and so, you know, I hadn't sparred in over a year, so, you know, I had 6 weeks to get ready for this, and, you know, switch to boxing. So there was a lot of anxiety those first couple weeks, but as the fight got closer and my weight got down, I got in better shape. You know, I started feeling like I was ready, and by the time, you know, the fight got here, I was just ready to get it over with, ready to stop talking, stop doing press conferences, stop doing, you know, all the other stuff, and just fight.
Would you want to do this again, or is this a one-off thing for you?
Yeah. Did you hear my post?
It was tough to hear.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I think I'm done. I think that was a one-off for me.
Why so? Why did you?
Why?
Yeah, why?
I mean, it's just something I wanted to do, you know. It was like a bucket list thing. I did it. You know, I'm not doing it for money. I'm not doing it for, you know, anything else. It was just the opportunity came at the right time. None of my kids had anything going on right now, and so it was like a perfect storm.
Hey Darren, when you scored the knockdown, did you feel as though you could, you know, finish him off at that point, or were you kind of surprised that you were able to, you know, handle him?
I mean, they had like a minute to recover, so, you know, it was if it would have resumed a little bit quicker, yeah. But I thought there was a chance I could get out of there.
At any point were you hurt, or?
Yeah, he hit me with a good shot, right hand that definitely wobbled me a little bit. Hit me with another right, I think, or it might have been a hook that stunned me a little bit. So there's a couple shots where he landed for sure.
I know that obviously you were boxing tonight, but you know you're really known as an MMA guy. You have an MMA gym. I know you said it's a one-off, but as another bucket list, do you want to probably do a little bit of MMA? Like
no, that ship is definitely sailed. I'm too old to get ready for an MMA fight. You know, I'm happy I got through this camp to get here. You know, I battled injuries the whole way through. You know, there's times where I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. But I definitely don't think I could make it through MMA camp, an 8-week MMA camp.
And did you kind of feel like, pressure, knowing that, you know, like the way Nate Robinson went out, you know, you're also an NBA player, did you kind of feel like?
I'm not Nate Robinson, so not really. I mean, we're two different people, two different fights. You know, I was confident in my skills and the work that I put in, so, you know, I mean, anytime you step in the ring, essentially, you know, get knocked out. I mean, you see what happened with the main event tonight. So that's always a possibility. And you know, I did get rocked tonight. So you know, it's always a possibility when you step in the ring.
Darren, what was it like to have Safe actually corner you for this fight? We're used to seeing Safe corner some of the fighters in the gym. We talked about the Jeff Neal situation he had between rounds. What was it like having Safe in your corner?
I mean, it was amazing. You know, I wouldn't want anybody else in my corner. You know, we've been talking about this for years. You know, we were preparing for an MMA fight a couple years ago and going through camp, and then the fight got called off. And so he always said if I fought, he was going to be in my corner. And so I really appreciate him. Appreciate my training partners, Charles Bird and Clinton Williams, for all the work they did to get me prepared for this. Without them, I definitely wouldn't have made it here.
Did you get a chance to watch the main event, and if so, how did you react?
I did, and I was I turned around and I was talking to Amanda Serrano when it happened, and so I missed the knockout, but I heard the crowd. So.
Hey Darren, can you talk a little bit about your composure? Because a lot of questions were asked from the open workouts to your interviews to the entire process. For someone who doesn't have anything on tape, on this big stage, it seemed like you had an even keel from when you thought you had to fight. Where did that come from?
Well, I mean, I've had a chance with a lot of our guys at Fortis to be behind the scenes with them, you know, be sparring partners for them, go through camps with them, corner them, be in the back when they're warming up, getting ready for fight, see them go through the whole process. So it's kind of like I've learned through them, and I get a chance to talk to them and ask them what the process was going to be like. And so, you know, I just had great advice from those guys the whole step of the way.
Now that it's over for both you guys, I mean, did you guys talk after the fight?
Oh, yeah.
Was that conversation like about?
No, it's whatever. Yeah. I just felt like, you know, you guys big shots when we was clinching and the ref say, you know, break. I think we put a break and start over. And, you know, but it is what it is. I thought he fought a hard fight. It was a good fight. Our first fight, and it's all good. But I wish, you know, he said he was done. I think, you know, I think we should run back and see what will happen. I respect, like I said before, you know, for both of us come with different sports, and with getting in the ring, you know, I take my hats off to him, and he feels like the same with me. I never looked at him just as a basketball player, because I tell people he was wrong with me, you know, I take my hats off to him. He fought hard. He got a decision, but I felt like, you know, some of the stuff he did, you know, he got his. I feel like he got the decision coming out the clinch, you know, and I felt like I thought that we put the break and start over. And he took advantage of it, but it's all good. I respect him a lot, man. I respect him.
Darren, you know, since he said that he wants to run it back, I know you said you're done, but would you be open to giving a rematch?
You know, like I said, you know, this was just a one-time thing for me. You know, we'll see. We can talk, we can figure it out, but you know, I came into this as this was just, you know, something I wanted to do to check it off the list. You know, I'm not really trying to go dedicate myself to another sport and this time with my family again. You know, I'm enjoying being at all my daughter's volleyball games and being able to travel with her, and that's the stuff that I would miss out on if I just went ahead and dedicated myself to another sport, because I'm not going to go anything half-assed. That's just not how I am. So that's the main thing for me, and that's probably the main reason at my age. Honestly, like I said, my body damn near broke down trying to get through this one. So that's another thing. That's the other thing.
Frank, I had asked Darren this earlier, but your reaction when you were kind of hanging off the side of the ring there, and then when you went to go push him back out.
I was surprised, like, what the fuck, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's all good, you know. I thought he fought hard, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I say I didn't look at him just as a basketball player, because I know he was around me, and I know any guy who, you know, gonna step in the ring knows something. And like I said, he's a good dude, bro. He got a decision. I feel like he got a decision because, you know, some of the stuff will be clinched and break. He got, you know, I put my hands down and look at, you know, and hit him. But it's all good. I felt good. I was happy. It was fun, bro. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, if he want to run it back, I want to run it back, because now I know little things, and I think it'll be a different outcome. Because I felt like, you know what I'm saying, like in the middle of the rounds, you know, I was doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like he got the big shots, and then that's what the judges saw. But I'm not making no excuses, because I felt like he fought hard, and I respect him. Like I told him, like before, I'm gonna get his number and keep in touch with him, because he's a great dude. You know what I'm saying? He's a great dude.
Frank, I just want to get your opinion. You said earlier in the week that the first time you saw Jake Paul fight was a couple years ago when he fought in his pro debut, and at that time you felt like, you know, you could beat him in a boxing match. You watched him, you know, against Tyron Woodley. I just want to get your reaction.
I felt like I told you he got better every time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not surprised what he's doing, because I could tell he worked hard. He worked hard at it. He really, you know, he really want to be good at it. You know what I'm saying? He take it serious, and I feel like anything you take serious, you know, you're gonna get better. But you know, I'm gonna go back to our fight, though. I thought, man, Darren had a good fight, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I don't take nothing away from him. I feel he fought hard. And hey, you more than the basketball player, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like, man, I ain't gonna lie, I feel like we should run it back, man. I could tell, like, you know, from MMA, the clinches and shit, he knew how to clinch. And, you know, I feel like we break, I thought we were supposed to break up and they start over. But, you know, he took advantage of that, and I think that's why he got the dub. But I'm okay with it. I feel like in between rounds, I showed my skills. I showed that I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Just a little thing that I got to do.
Hey Frank, let's talk a little bit tactically a little bit. What were some of the things that were hard for you to do? Because I mean, from the open workouts, like I said, I'm emphasizing the fact that you guys don't have any tape professionally. And I was paying attention to the open workouts, and I think I noticed your defense. A lot of times, even the shots that I got, you kept your head behind your glove a lot. It seemed like because your forearms is so long, you had a great defense. Was that hard for you to reach for him when you're fighting him?
I think that, you know, in a fight, you really, you know, as you're going, and you don't really think about certain stuff. But I thought, you know what I'm saying, like, I felt like when I calmed down, like, probably the third, fourth round, I felt better than I felt the first two rounds. I was so anxious, and, you know, the crowd out there, my family out there. So I kind of got a little winded. You know, I caught my 1 second win. But, you know, I'm going to take my hats off to him, man. He fought hard, bro. I could tell, like, his coaches had him ready. They had a game plan, like, you know, to be rough, you know, because they know I'm a ball player, and they know I was going to be tough. I thought he fought a good fight. I just felt like, you know, he got a decision because, like, we clinched. I'm thinking we clinched. We break up, we start over, but he was still punching. But, you know, hey, he did his thing, he got the win. I hope, you know, we talk, and I'm gonna get his number for to see can we get it go again one more time.
Darren, those instances where he's talking about with the clinch and
Check yourself at all times.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
Frank, when you went down, you looked like you were saying to the doctor either your neck or your back. What did you
when?
Did you hurt something when you went down?
When he pushed me?
Yes.
I'm like, damn, what the fuck, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he was expecting a basketball player. You know, we're supposed to be
not that. It's just that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking, you know, like, you're supposed to, you know, I wasn't tripping on, like, being physical because, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it is boxing, but I wasn't thinking, you know, like I just felt like, I felt like I lost the fight when we clinched, and after we clinched, he threw punches that I felt like he should have hurt me. Cause I was putting my hand down, like, you know, getting ready to start back over, and he punched me. I felt like if that was me, I probably would have dropped him. To be real, I didn't, you know, I'm not taking nothing from him. He fought hard, you know what I'm saying. And I tell you, he more than a basketball player. And but I think that, you know, when I wasn't paying attention, I felt like he should have hurt me, and I wasn't even hurt, especially with the knockdown. You know what I'm saying? You know, I was looking at my coach like, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? But you know, he fought a good fight, bro. I respect him. And if he want to run it back, I want to run it back. You know what I'm saying? And you know, but we'll see.
Frank, if you're not able to, you know, get the rematch with Darren, do you still want to, you know, try to pursue someone else, or?
Oh, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? I talked to at first, I really wanted to get this one back, though. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Darren said, and I understand. Like, we both come from different sports. Like, he got kids, I got kids. My oldest two sons, they in college. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you do something, you dedicate yourself to it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we'll see, man. I had fun, I'm not gonna lie. I had fun. I know next time, like with the clinches and shit, I'll be better at it. Cause I feel like I'm being real. I'm not taking nothing from Darren. We got the dub, but I feel like that's the only time we got big shots off. You know what I'm saying? And I heard him, I feel like I heard him like 3 times in the fight. You know what I'm saying? But he, you know, hey, that's the fight game, bro. You know, my first fight we won. I'm good with it though. And I'm happy though. I had a good time. You know what I'm saying? Like I told him before the fight, I told my family, I told everybody, win, lose, or draw. This is something I want to do. But you know, I hope we can run it back, dude. You know what I'm saying?
All right, thanks, guys. Can we just get a quick picture? You guys stand up.
All right.
Great fight, great fight.
Good job, guys. Good job.
Appreciate my bad. Good shit, buddy.
because we do their celebrated broadcast. We have like a segment on Tonight's Man. So we send something to the team, so it's me and this other kid. But yeah, so NBA also Super Bowl. Yeah. Yeah, really good. After much needed rest, like after workouts. Oh, Twitter. This one. Twitter was wow, that's sad. Wow. The disrespect. No, the fact that they don't make
What a night. What a knockout. Amazing. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Man, it was a plan all along to try and just, it looked like you were trying to get her out of the ring. Like, the first round, basically. Was that the strategy that you had come in with?
You know, the strategy was to go out there and just beat her every single round, dominate her, and just either box and brawl, show that I'm a all-around fighter. I can do whatever I want in there. I can play with her, I can brawl with her, I can box with her. So body shots, head shots, just mix it up. I wanted to be a complete fighter. I mean, if the knockout come, it would have. If it came, it would have came. But you know, I just wanted to make sure I beat her.
Even though that was the strategy, when you were poured it on in the corner in the first round, did you think you might have a knockout at that moment?
I mean, I thought, but she was a tough girl. She was strong. I mean, actually, we spoke to her. Very, very nice woman, nice lady. My hat goes off to her for taking the fight, and we went to the locker room, and she told me she weighed 160 today, and you know, she was a big, tough girl. So you know, she's definitely durable, and you know, I thought we could have had it, but I didn't want to, you know, gas myself out. I wanted to make sure that I can continue to go 10 rounds if I had to.
Tell them how much you weighed today.
133. So I mean, if you see my face and you see her face, I mean, I pack a punch wherever I go, and I can fight the first round all the way to the 10th round if I have to. And you saw it, the 10th round I came out as if I was brand new.
You know, obviously it seems like you know, you're gonna be fighting Katie next. Would you consider that probably the most the biggest fight in women's boxing? It's the mega fight for women's boxing. You know, you have pound for pound top three. However you look at it, some people have one. I mean, some people have 2 or 3. It just doesn't matter. That's 2 pound for pound girls going out there. You have undisputed 7th division world champion going and facing each other. And I think that's the mega fight for women. I think we're gonna, you know, blow off those ceilings for women's boxing, and 7-figure payday, you know, for both of us. Madison Square Garden, the big theater, main event. I mean, it's gonna be an amazing night.
Amanda, do you think working with Jake Paul and being on this card helped you trying to get towards that fight?
Oh, definitely. It helped me 100%. You know, I was scheduled to fight Katie Taylor a couple of years ago, and so I'm telling you, the price that we was offered was nowhere near what we're getting now. And I think Jake Paul definitely helped towards that. You know, what he brings to boxing, it's something new, something exciting, and with him pushing me and Nakisa, you know, always, you know, talking and pushing me to do better things, it definitely helped a lot.
Nakisa, I mean, what is the timeline? You know, spring's been talked about for that fight to happen. What is the timeline you'd like to get in there and fight Katie Taylor at Madison Square?
I would say the timeline is Amanda and Jordan need to sit down together and figure out what's the right timeline for them.
and then we'll continue the discussions with Eddie and Matchroom and come to a date.
Amanda, touching on that, you've had your last 2 fights here on this platform with the Showtime. Are you going to want to stay on this platform, given that Katie, is a Matchroom fighter? She's been on the zone. She's one of the premium fighters on the zone. How is that all going to shake out?
Well, I'm not really in charge of that. I mean, I'm a fighter. I fight wherever the fights are at. I mean, that's
I think, look, we definitely recognize that Showtime has spent a lot of time, energy, and effort helping us build Amanda's brand, and we're going to continue to work with Showtime in every way that we can for Amanda's future.
Amanda, there were talks about online women's boxing having 2 rounds compared to 3 rounds for men, especially when John Williams and Frank Gore had 3-minute rounds for fighters who actually competed before women. What do you have to say about that and for the progression of women's boxing in general?
I mean, I've done great in 2 minutes. I know what I have to do in 2 minutes. I know I have to be high-paced fights. I don't know. I mean, I guess to me it works fine. I mean, if it's gonna pay us a little more and give us a little more, recognition, then I would support it. But it just has to be like all together thing for women's boxing. Some girls like it, some girls don't.
Any other questions? Then you just want to stand up, take a quick picture.
Well, this has wheels. Katie Taylor time, baby. Thank you.
So for all the press in here, so you guys know, we will replay the 3 big fights tonight, starting with Williams and Gore, Amanda's win, and Jake's performance on Showtime on Tuesday, December 28th at 9 p.m. If you care to include that in your coverage, we appreciate it. Tuesday, December 28th at 9 p.m. All 3 fights. Yes, on Showtime. Yeah. And did Nikisa tell you the attendance tonight? Attendance figures were 18,865. 18,865.
Is there a date number?
What?
Is there a date number?
Is it revenue?
Yes.
I don't have that. There is. We're checking on Tyron Woodley now. We'll see if he can come. And then Jake can see. Yeah, we're ready. Greatest start.
the country is boxing and pro wrestling.
Here's a photo.
You see it? We're back. We're back. We're back. You see it? Actually, you know what's funny? I'm from Boston, and everybody's like, you don't know what's in it. No.
Are you guys thinking you got coming up?
What is that? All I gotta do is press pause.
Okay, it's your dad, Dylan.
Hi, we'll just have you make a statement and then we'll get to some questions.
I'm good.
Thank you.
I gotta hurry, I gotta do this press pause. See you. Hey dude, I love you, I'm good. Don't trip off me. Many people got knocked out by me. You good? No, I'm good, dude. I ain't done. I'm good. They wanna make sure they know I'm cool. What happened, girl? She sleep?
She just slept in it.
But then knock this out, y'all need. Can I get a towel or a paper towel of some sort? Alright. Yeah, I'm okay. I promise I'm okay. If I wasn't, I'll tell you, I'm good. Alright, I love you. See you, I love you. What's up, crew?
How important is it for you to kind of have these talks with your family members, especially after how it went out there tonight?
Normally I would have do that in private, but I feel like after these two roles with Jake, I feel like the production, the media, kind of family as well. You know, you guys got to know a lot about me. In the UFC, you guys didn't really get a chance to know me. You didn't get to know what I fought for, and that's what I fight for my kids and my family. You got a chance to know Mama Woodley a little bit more. You see the cloth that I was cut from, and the fight spirit that possesses inside of me. And I told you guys I was in shape. I told you I was ready to fight. I told you I was coming, and I told you I would look in better shape than he was. And I did that tonight. So I went back and I looked at it. And I'm like, why the fuck did I drop my hand? I would have both hands up. I was ready. I knew it was coming. I was ready to block overhand, and I don't know if he delayed it. Even if he didn't delay, I don't know why I dropped my hand. And in this sport, you only take one mistake, literally one mistake. I blocked so many shots, and the goal this time around was to extend my punches, to work the body a little bit, to press him a little bit more, to be a little bit more active. I didn't want to let him get 3 rounds ahead and start, peppering the steak and then me not returning back. I thought I did a great job of returning back. And I'm not done. Please do not look at me with sorrow eyes. Please not look at me like shaking your head. I done fucked a lot of people up. A lot of people had to have that talk in the locker room. A lot of coaches had to go back to the drawing board. A lot of people in their mind, they knew, and I saw it in their face, and it broke their heart when I took that from them. So at some point, you're going to have to start putting a little respect on Jake's name. I never really disrespect him as a power puncher. That's something we always knew. That's why my defense was so tight. And had he dropped his hand on me, the same shit would have happened. So I can't cry with spilled milk. I'm blessed to be here. I'm blessed for the opportunity to come out here and fight again and show you guys that I'm fucking still here. And I told my coaches in the back, I said, he back. The young, hungry bull that started and went on this crazy run in the UFC and Strike Force and all these different organizations, he was back. And I can actually say that I was back. So I'll let you guys ask me some questions.
During that round, before you got knocked out, you were dropping your hands a little bit. Before the knockout, what was kind of going through your mind there when doing that?
I mean, to be honest, sometimes it's strategy, so I'm not going to sit here and act like, I dropped my hands on purpose to fucking let him throw a shot and hit him back. But he was tight too. When you fight somebody for the first time, you guys both see that there's power involved. Motherfucker's defense started getting tight. So mine was tight, his was tight, and it was a chess match to try to get a shot in. He got a couple clean shots in, I got a couple clean shots in, but defensively, I think, both of us showed that we were really sharper than the last time. We actually grew as fighters. So I can't really tell you exactly why. Sometimes I just felt like I was too tense and I may drop him just to breathe and loosen up and then just kind of get back in. So.
It's hard. Was there anything different about this fight from the last fight?
No, I thought he was going to come out a little bit harder because he was all emotional and stuff. And I do respect the fact that he kind of had controlled aggression. This time I think that I was more active. I think that when he threw punches, I counted more. I think that I led the dance a little bit more. I smothered my punches a couple times, and it forced us into clinch. And then, you got to recognize that with 2 big-ass guys that can knock each other out, motherfuckers starting to think about that power. So he's a wrestler by base, and, I collegiately wrestled forever. So when you get that close, sometimes natural reaction, you fucking grab and clinch. It ain't even on purpose. It's not because we're not trying to fight. So I think that it was more clinching than I expected. I knew I was going to be kind of pressing him, and I said it the last time and I did it this time. But man, I was in shape. I felt good. I felt alive. My breathing was good. I was listening to my coach. I know they're going to say thank you. Last time I heard everything they said. I didn't do shit. What they were telling me to do this time, I feel like I was responding and I was kind of reacting.
Going into the end of that round, how did you feel like the fight was going? Like, did you feel
I
like it was going
winning.
in your favor?
It wasn't a landslide, but he got out the first 3 rounds the last time. I felt like he got the first 2 rounds. The 3rd round was kind of close, but I feel like I was winning the rounds after that.
Tyron, would you say that was the hardest shot you've ever been hit with? You've been in UFC for a long time, for a lot of punches.
Nate Marquardt hit me with the fucking hardest shot. But to be honest, Nate Marquardt fight was my favorite fight ever. Because everybody thought I was a wrestler. They thought I was going to lay on the pumpy leg. And, I got the rap for just, my collegiate background. And I couldn't get away from it. But motherfuckers knew I could fight. And we banged. And I basically almost finished him the round before. So that was probably the hardest shot I got hit with in that fight. When Jake hit me, I think I was just, the second I dropped my hand, it's not like he wrapped around my neck. But when I dropped my hands, I kind of almost exposed it here. So he kind of hit right there. And that's an equilibrium shot. Anybody can, lose that balance on that side. So hit me with a clean flush shot. I don't know why I tried. That's the only thing that's driving me up a wall. Like, I saw the shot. And right when you threw it, I had both hands up blocking it. And I don't know if I was gonna try to block it and counter check Hook. I don't know what the fuck I was gonna do. But I dropped that damn hand. He got that motherfucker through it.
Tyron, is there a part of you, like I know this is gonna gnaw at you and you'd love to get a third crack at Jake, but is there a part of you that is happy in a way that this rivalry, so to speak, is behind you, you can move on and do other things?
I mean, the rivalry was competitive athleticism. Shit, you want that. I'm tired of everybody fucking talking mad shit during press conferences and kissing and hugging at the end of the fight. No, let's fucking fight. And that's what I came to do. So the rival, I never disrespected him. He never disrespected me. He gave me credit, I gave him credit, but he truly was convicted that he was going to beat me, and I was truly convicted I was going to beat him, and that's what y'all want to see. So we really gave y'all what y'all wanted to see.
You called out Nate and Masvidal after the win. Your thoughts on
I mean, I can't hate on whatever it is. I mean, that's what we want to do, that's what we want to do. I came here, I came to fight. I believe I was an instrumental part of saving this card. A lot of people would have had to go home at Christmas and figure shit out. I pulled up. And I didn't pull up out of shape. I didn't pull up looking fucking like, you know what I mean? I was just taking a fucking paycheck. I came there to fucking do work. And it didn't go my way. But I was in the locker room and I had to pray. I was like, God, you know what? I'm blessed, man. I came out here. I was in shape. And Coach would tell you, we were training, but something happened in the last 2 weeks where we just converted and everything was spiritual. I was running in a fucking storm out in Atlanta and altitude, and I knew I wasn't conditioned to do that, but I let my spirit take over. Sparring rounds, same guy sparred the last time, undefeated pro boxer, you know what I mean, very, very, very sharp amateur, and he wouldn't let no shot get through. This time he was punching me harder, and I think everybody wanted me to win, and it's a funny way your homies show you love by whooping your ass, and nobody eased up on me, and I didn't need them to, and I was game for it. And this boxing shit, I love it. I don't know why, man. I love it. I don't care about the running. Coach came in, he was surprised at how much shape I was in when he came into town. And we got on the treadmill, and he wanted to test me. I know what he was doing. He always playing these fucking mind games and shit. Not telling you how much you running and how far you running and what you doing and touching the damn treadmill and shit. So I started slapping his hand, but he'll tell you I didn't wince. I didn't breathe. I kept a stern face, and I didn't care what he put the speed on. Move your legs faster, move your legs slower, and breathe. And I think that mentality is what made me me, and I'm just thankful and I'm blessed to be able to go out there and do that.
Tyron, when he got cut, did it change the strategy of the fight for you?
When he got cut?
Yeah, when you saw him get cut, did it change the
No,
strategy?
it wasn't over the eye. It was at the forehead. So I mean, over the eye is a different story. So I'm bleeding there. I mean, I'm not aiming shots at a hard forehead. You know, I know you guys don't recognize, but I'm a very I think a lot in these fights. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to be aiming at his forehead to do a cut. I mean, I don't know how the cut got there. It seemed like he made an accident on the headbutt. At the end of the day, what's up, Jake? At the end of the day, I'm not going to just sit here and be punching at a dude's forehead if it was a headbutt. It didn't.
Personally, I hate when people discredit Jake's career and say, like, oh, his fights are rigged. You know, Woodley got paid to get dropped when that's something you never do when you're putting.
Love, GT.
Hey, let's give it up for these guys.
I said, personally, I hate when the naysayers hate on Jake's career, and even you by saying that, oh, he got paid to take a fall, and you guys are putting everything on the line in a fight like this. So what do you have to say to the people about Jake's power?
You know, I gave Jake his credit for the power the first time around. I said, anytime somebody can touch anybody with one punch and put them down, I possess the same power. I know how dangerous it is. It don't matter where the fight can go. It only takes one shot to put a motherfucker on the ground. And I said he was playing the game. He's smart with the mind play. I'm a YouTuber, I'm this, and he downplayed it so much. And shout out to my dog Ben Asher. I don't really think he took him as serious as he should have. And I don't think Nate Robinson really should have just ran in and took that punch like he did. So I knew about the power, but I had to find a way to still inch forward and still get punches off no matter what power he was going. And he threw a lot of power shots in this fight. And more shots were blocked for me this time than the last time. He still got something through. But at the end of the day, you know, it's a fight game. And yeah, I got to put a little bit of respect on his name. He's tough. There was times where he got a little fatigued. It's times when I got a little fatigued. He was moving forward. I was moving forward. And, you know, he didn't show me anything that I didn't expect tonight. We train to give guys credit. We don't train to be like, oh, okay, this guy started. That's like somebody telling me I started in wrestling, so I should be a good MMA fighter. It don't matter what you start. If you put your heart, your soul, and you're passionate about it, you can become world class at anything.
Tyron,
All right, just one more for Tyron.
I know you said that you still want to continue boxing. So is the plan kind of to go after a boxer, or do you kind of want to target an MMA fighter?
I just want to fight, man. I just already had a plan to fight 4 times next year. This doesn't change that plan. Thankful for the opportunity to step in and fight in this fight. I was already kind of getting ready and geared up. I'm glad I was in shape. I'm glad I listened to my spirit. Because had they called me and asked me to fight and I was out of shape, I would have been doing what you guys thought I was doing, was just stepping in for a paycheck, and I wasn't doing that. I came in shape. I came ready to fight. I want to thank Jake for taking the fight. This ain't a fight he had to take. He already beat me on paper, no matter what I thought, no matter what some of the fans thought. He could have just said, fuck it, I wait on Tommy. Tommy he's not a power puncher like me. Nobody talked about Tommy as much as they talked about me and Jake fighting. And this was a risky fight for Jake. He took this fight. You talk about me taking 2 weeks notice, but I've been thinking about this motherfucker for way more than 2 weeks. And I've been training to fix the mistakes that I did the last time. He had his mind set on another opponent, and then he had to say, am I going to do this or not? He could have just said no. He could have told Nikisa no, and I was sitting there with him, and he said, let's do it. So I respect him for that, for sure. And, definitely it was a great fight tonight. You guys were entertained. And, I dropped my fucking hands one time, and that's all it took,
What about a third fight between you guys, a trilogy?
It didn't knock me out. I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm never going to not say a trilogy. I would love to fight him again. The first time I felt it was very, very close. Obviously, one just said I won, but, this is, he got to figure out what he want to do. If he want to run it back, shit, I'm always down. Me and him could fight 10 times. You guys don't recognize that you're in a movie. This is a movie. This is Rocky. This is really a real-life Rocky. And, I was on a movie set filming, and my phone is always off. I get fired on my day off when my shit rings. And when I got a call to just clear up the air about the no knockout clause, I was on break. If I wasn't on break, I would have never got that call. You know what I mean? If I would have hesitated and drug my feet, I would have never got the opportunity. So I'm just thankful that I was in shape, I was training hard, and I clicked my mind in the savage mode.
Yep. Okay,
one more
guys,
question, because I want to be respectful.
Let's get a picture with you guys, please. Yep, please.
I told you we was going to be playing all night. I said we was going to go to war tonight.
Congratulations, guys. Tyron, congratulations.
Hell of a job.
Respect, bro.
Thank you, man. Go ahead, champ.
You got it. Good save. Hey, thanks, man. You good. Very nice, guys. Thank you, Tyron. Thank you. Guys, update on the attendance. Sorry about that. I gave you, the attendance was 18,685. Sorry. I mixed up 6 and 8. 18,685 tonight.
What's up?
Take questions for Jake.
Let's go, baby.
Congratulations on your win, Jake. I just wanted to ask you, how would you assess your performance today?
First and foremost, I want to thank Showtime. They're going to be playing back my fight December 18th on their network.
December 28th.
December 28th. So I keep December 18th is stuck in my head. But man, shout out to everyone at Showtime. Amazing crew. Everyone, down from Steven Espinoza on down. What was the question again?
No worries. I was asking, how would you assess your performance today if you could grade yourself?
I got the knockout, highlight reel knockout. I was setting up that shot because I knew he was going to try and catch the right hand coming straight, so I had to loop it around like a hook. But I was just off. I don't know, man. I was just off a little bit. Pull the muscle again in my arm in the first round there. But had to fight through a lot of tough moments, and Tyron's tough, man. He's a really tough guy. He caught me with the elbow. I'm bleeding in my eye, but still got the job done.
Jake, what makes Woodley so tough?
Man, mental. It's mental. He just keeps on coming forward, hitting them with good shots, good jabs, good body shots. We're in the clinch, and you could feel that, national champion wrestler in the clinch, boom, pushing you around like a bull, and his punching power is real. He won the UFC championship with that, and so taking those punches, I got a good chin, like I really do, and so I'm eating them, but damn, that's just good.
Jay, can you talk a little bit about your composure after you got cut? Because we've seen a lot of seasoned boxers in the past that when they get cut, a lot of times they panic and their corners panic. It just seemed like your corner didn't panic. It seemed like you have a great cut man, and you didn't panic. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, nothing phases me at all. I've been through way harder shit in my life. Way harder shit. So a little cut is not going to stop me from winning or put me off my game plan. I actually sort of like that shit because, you know, I look like a fighter right now. All my other fights, I didn't really look like a fighter. This is some shit I could take a selfie and be like, look at me, I'm a professional boxer now. But my team was on top of it in the corner. Stay calm. Bro, at one point the blood was in my eye. I just saw red. I don't even know if that's healthy. But I just saw red, like, but hey, you gotta do it.
Jake, as an avid boxing fan, that was easily my favorite knockout of the year, and I think it's time that people deserve to give you credit, because even one of my favorite boxers, Devin Haney, had a fantastic win the other week, but it didn't end in a spectacular fashion like yours. So I say that to say people are still going to have something to say after this. Fight a real boxer. Where's Tommy Fury at? Whatever nonsense they're going to say. Have you done enough to please yourself at this point and say I've done enough to be happy?
I've done more than enough. 4 massive fights in 13 months. No one in the history of boxing has done what I've done at this age. Massive pay-per-views, knocked out every single person that I've fought. The only person that's as active as me doing these bigger pay-per-views is Canelo.
And he's 50 plus fights in.
And like I said, I knocked out everyone that I fought, turned them all into memes. That shit's going viral all over the internet. And I'm ready to fight whoever. It doesn't matter if they're a professional boxer or if they're a 5-time UFC champion. I don't care. I'm really built for this. And no matter what, I'm going to find a way to get the job done. And that's what I showed tonight. And Tommy Fury is lucky that he wasn't in there tonight, because Tyron's way tougher. You know, he has that experience. Tommy probably would have looked a lot worse than that, and that was pretty bad.
Jake, can you walk us through the knockout? It seemed like, Tyron's perspective, he was expecting the body shots and the hand came down and he clipped them, but were you gunning for that, or walk us through that?
Yeah, so the whole fight he was catching like this, you know, catching my jab, catching my 2, catching it right here with his elbow on my straight 2, and so I wasn't landing, and I was coming up with the 6 to the body, and I was doing that all night long. Boom! I hit him with the fake, and then come with the 1, and he went to go catch it, and that's when I knew he was pulling his hands away, and I put all my power into it because I knew I set him up the whole entire fight for that.
So that was you already planning on that with the feints and stuff like that?
Yeah, and I knew I normally I load up a lot low key. I need to work on that, but but my coach is like, don't load up. You already have enough power in them. But I just do it anyways because that's how I am. I'm gonna work on that in the next camp. But I knew this punch was gonna land, so I put everything into it, everything. And you know, I might be a lumberjack because he went timber.
Jake, obviously, you know, you love boxing, you're becoming really good at it, but you also said earlier this week that, you know, you're struggling with memory loss and speech and stuff like that, so do you...
I didn't say that earlier this week. Next question. That's taken out of context. I didn't say anything like that.
Jake, if you had to rank your 3 knockouts in the last 13 months, where would you rank this one and the others in the book?
I would say this is number 1 because of the level of opposition. He's a 5-time UFC champ, and I flatlined him. Ben Askren, not really a striker. Nate Robinson, basketball player. But the fact that I proved I have 1-punch power on a legend of this sport, people are going to be scared. That's why Masvidal and Nate Diaz got up out their seats and left, because they didn't want me to jump out the ring and start going at them. But people should be scared. Everyone's on high alert.
Jake, you look for your next 2 targets at that point? Is it Diaz and Masvidal?
Everyone's a target. No one's safe. Hide your kids, hide your wife. I'm like Santa Claus. I'm coming down your chimney. I'll fuck everybody up. I'll fuck your whole family up. Yep.
Jake, if you were offered both guys, if you had a choice between Diaz or Masvidal.
There's no choice there. They're both under contract with the UFC. There's no discussion.
Well, no, I understand that, but in the future, if you could only fight one of them, who would you fight?
I'll fight all of them. I don't care. You know, I don't really know what's next on the roadmap. I've done it all. I've accomplished what I wanted to accomplish, and I need to take a break. You know, I've been going at this nonstop for a year and a half, and it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Is the vocabulary word I would use. I need to spend time with my family on Christmas and go on a vacation. I haven't gone on vacation since I was 18 years old. I told myself, not until you feel like you got to a place in life where you deserve a vacation. And I deserve it now. So I'm gonna go on my first real vacation where there's no obligations. Because I've gone on vacations where I have to film it and vlog it and do interviews and then wake up on a certain time and still work out. I'm going on a real vacation. I'm doing backflips into the water.
Yeah! So what would you expect to come back and fight again? Do you think? What's kind of the early time?
Whenever I feel like it. Whenever I feel like it.
Jake, you and Amanda Serrano emerge as the unlikely dynamic duo. With Amanda on course to fight Katie, do you see yourself continuing that trend, or is that fight big enough where it has to be its own main event?
That's its own main event, for sure. And I'm so excited. I'm gonna do power to, you know, make that fight the biggest female boxing fight in the history of the sport. And it's a historic moment. And Amanda is a superstar. You know, she almost got her opponent out of there in the first round, and she can punch. She's an exciting fighter, a real superstar, and we're excited to take her to a whole nother level with MVP.
Bringing that fight for her career, where do you rank that among your own achievements in the sport?
Say it again?
So you being able to deliver that fight for her, where would you place that among your own achievements in the sport?
See, I love to bring everyone up around me and to support my friends, because if they're growing, then I'm growing, and that's what I've noticed. And so it's high on the list. It's so satisfying because she deserves the money and the notoriety more than I do. She's put in thousands and hundreds of hours in the gym, and she deserves the big payday that she's gonna get, and she deserves to, you know, be able to retire from boxing and
not work again.
Yeah, not work again, and that unfortunately hasn't been the case for women's boxing. They've been underpaid and taken advantage of, and yeah, it's an amazing accomplishment for me to be able to help her. And she's such an awesome person, like such an awesome person.
Hey, Jake.
And there's always going to be critics. So if you're a kid watching this, if you're whoever you are out there watching this, and you have a dream and you want to be successful, if you're doing anything outside of the ordinary, people are going to hate on you, and there's going to be critics in every single corner wanting to see you fall. It's a part of life. Don't pay them any attention. And by the way, they're only making you more popular. So I love the critics. Thank you. You guys motivate me, and I shut y'all the fuck up.
Can you get one more question, please?
Jake, 3 years ago, Woodley was the UFC world champion, and you haven't even had a professional bout yet. So you're going up this trajectory fast. Do you have a long-term vision as to where you can see yourself going for a title shot, or are you just taking it fight by fight and seeing how you feel when you wake up in the morning after a fight?
It's scary to try and put a cap on where this could go. You know, the potential is unlimited here, and it's really up to me and my team and how hard I want to work. But I'm hungry and motivated, and I love this shit So, 2 years as a professional, and this has gone astronomical and is making history. So, yeah, I would love to just continue to put on historic events and sell massive pay-per-views and fight higher level opposition as I go. And maybe when the time is right, I'll go for the World Championship belt and whatever belt that is, IBF, WBA, WBO, I don't know. But it'd be funny to just become a world champion and just be like, yeah, I'm a YouTuber. And as soon as I would win the world championship, I would take the belt and I would throw it on the fucking ground and stomp on it. Because you're a champion here and in your heart before anyone tells you that you're a champion. I am a champion.
Jake, is your signature going to be give the next fighter Rolexes? Because you kind of called your shot and said it's time to knock you out, Woodley. Are you going to continue to do that with some of these fighters?
I mean, I feel like I have to give them gifts for the trauma I put them through. But, yeah, maybe I got more tricks up my sleeves, and I guess I don't know. Do you want a Rolex? I can get you one. I'm gonna get him a Rolex. Will you get his email?
Yes.
All right. What's your name?
Peter Blake.
Peter Blake. You're gonna look really good with Rolex on.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, I'll have Nikisa hit you, and I'm gonna get you the same one I got Tyron.
Sounds good.
All right.
Wow.
No Rolex watch for you.
Overall, the fight, how did you feel compared to the first one in terms of your fluidity? Like, overall, did you feel at all like overtraining played a part at all?
Nah, I felt a lot more comfortable, and my defense was way, way better. And in a lot of ways, it was similar to the first fight because we were sort of giving each other the same looks, and we both came in with a respect for our power, for each other's power. And so, a lot of times it was sort of like a stalemate because we were just gauging what the other person was going to do.
But he was headbutting you.
Yeah, but I got elbowed, headbutted, and then when I pulled my arm right away, the same injury as before. So, it is what it is. Shit.
Jake, you've already made a major impact in this sport at such a young age. You're helping women's boxing. You're getting young stars massive paydays. You're bringing more fans into arenas, giving boxing more attention. Do you see yourself becoming, maybe, say, a promoter or something like that down the line, quitting boxing all in general as a fighter and just doing the business side?
Yeah, for sure. I will always be involved in this sport forever. Whether I'm fighting or whether it's Nikisa and I running Most Valuable Promotions and helping people like Amanda Serrano get more spotlight. I could definitely put on a British accent and become an Eddie Hearn.
One more? Last one?
One more time before you go. You fought every 4 or 5 months. Would you anticipate fighting April, May? Would it be longer?
It's going to be longer. It's going to be longer than that.
The right name comes up?
2 weeks ago,
I don't give a shit about anyone.
2 weeks ago, he said July, and then he said, well, maybe March. So he's got to take some time, think about what he wants to do, and then he'll tell us all what he wants to do.
What do you want to say to Dana White right now?
I just knocked out a 5-time UFC champion and embarrassed your whole company, and please let me get Kamaru Usman. Please let me get Diaz. Please let me get Masvidal. Please let me get McGregor. Because I'm going to embarrass them too. I promise you that, Dana. I promise you that.
Thank you, everybody. Great. You got it. Yes, too much of my
It's fine. It was so nice to see you. I really thank you for ever texting me anytime. Yes.
I'm trying to get you to talk to
I got edit, man. It's already 2. Yeah, right? Getting followers from a fall. Yeah. 9 That's what happened. Exactly, yeah. You might remember me. No, I think I remember.
You got me.